Thanks for coming to everyone's favorite place for live video tips, tricks, and tutorials. Welcome to another edition of Learn to Live Stream with Miss Ileane. Today, we're going to talk about the pros and the cons of going live. I know that there's something holding you back, and I want to go through the pros and the cons of going live. And this is especially for those who are just getting started, because we're going to eliminate any of your concerns. That's what we're going to talk about today on Learn to Live Stream with Miss Ileane. And with that, I want to let you guys know that this is proudly sponsored by my patrons over on Patreon. We have Jan and Larry, Wambui, Daryl, Tish, John, Friar Wade, Andrea, Heidi, Barb, Jen, Medium Wilt, and Martin. So what's holding you back? First, before we talk about what's really stopping you from going live, let's take a look at the pros of using live video, shall we? I have a little something prepared for you to look at. All right, so here we have the pros and cons of going live, or of live video. And let's go to the pros. Well, one of the reasons that I love going live is because of the engagement. And with that said, you guys who come here always know that those who join me for the live video, they get big shout outs. And I just noticed that there's some folks over in the chat saying hi. So we're going to give a shout out to Zahiaman and Katie. Hey, Katie. Glenda's Creative Place. Liz for a day. What's up, Liz? And Ron Schneeberger. Great to see you guys. Thanks so much for joining in. Let's get back over to the pros and cons of going live. Now, most of the folks that are in the audience today have at least experimented with live video, and for the most part probably done a lot of live video, and probably could get in here and tell us a thing or two. We're going to go through, and this is going to be a little bit of a presentation, and then if anyone wants to come in, I will be sending those links out. So here we go. Engagement. And when I say engagement as a pro of going live, I mean the real time engagement. Nothing warms my heart more than to know that Ron and Liz and Glenda and Katie and ITZ have taken time out of their weekend on a beautiful day like today, and they're joining me here because they are into this live video, they're into YouTube, and they want to hear what I have to say, and they also want to have their voices heard. So they can type into the chat. They know I'm going to get back over there and show the chat on the screen. I'm also going to be inviting folks to come in later on. Okay. And then from the engagement, that's what leads to the connections. I mean, we can make connections even through different types of social media. Doesn't necessarily have to be live, but when I'm on cam and when you're on cam and your audience can look you in the eye, they know if you're the real deal or not. So that connection is something that's a little different. Guys, I started blogging in 2009, and I have a very popular blog, Basic Blog Tips. And I've been engaging with folks over there in the comments, and also my guest authors. I've got hundreds of guest authors who've written for me since 2009. But there's something about the connection that you can make on live video. And there's nothing better than actually being face to face. So live video is as close as you can get to being in person. So hang on before we go back to our next point. I think some of the folks over in chat have some good stuff to say too. Liz is saying, always love all the great information you share. Thanks, Liz. And yes, she loves going live. Engagement is more important than people think. Ron, high five. Ron knows. Ron has a long history of going live. You know, we've been going live on YouTube and on Google Plus through the Hangouts on Air since 2011 when they first rolled it out. And even prior to that, I don't want to speak for Ron, that may not have been his first experience with going live, but probably with going live regularly. And also, Ron is a great example because it's somebody who I saw come out of his shell over the months and months of watching him over on with the circadians, over on live video, over when we were on Blab. And it's just so amazing. Liz, she also had a wonderful show over there. And, you know, you have to keep doing it. And so I'm going to get to that later. Glenda's saying the thing that holds me back is that I have to get camera ready to go live. And Pro Sim TNT says, hello from Trinidad and Tobago. Okay, thanks for bringing some Caribbean flavor up in here, Pro Sim. And practice makes perfect, doesn't it? And hey, Mayanna's here. But when I go live, I do love it, except for the trolls. Okay, well, Glenda, that's a great point. And I will say that here on YouTube, I don't have that much of a troll problem. Very minimal. I've seen it on other platforms, though. I saw it a lot when I went live on Periscope. That may not be everybody's experience, but you do have to find that platform where you feel comfortable. YouTube has definitely been the one for me. Facebook, I have not experienced that many trolls, but most of the time when I go live on Facebook, I'm going live in a group. I'm going live in a maybe a closed group or a private group with folks that I already know. So that's one way to eliminate the trolls. So we're going to put an X through each one of these reasons for not going live. But before that, let's go back to some more of the pros, and then I'll come back to what everybody's saying here. Okay, let's go to the next one. Here on YouTube, something that's very, very important is watch time. And being live has skyrocketed my watch time, guys. I know from watching other live streamers here on YouTube, like Owen Hemsath, who joined us on the last broadcast, Nick Niven, who's also been here in the past, my friend Tim Schmoyer, who goes live regularly here on YouTube. It increases your watch time because people know that you're here with them. They're part of this. This is a community here. And, you know, this is one of the things that I love. And I should have probably added community building, you know, but it's not unique to live video, but community building is another reason why I love it so much. So here, let's see what else folks are saying. And I don't have a huge troll problem either. And then not like we had on Blab. Right. And Blogade, which is Mayanna, is saying, Ileane helped me get over needing to be on camera ready, perfect all the time. Yes, Mayanna, I'm glad you brought that up. That's so far back in the day, I almost forgot about it, right? I remember when Mayanna was saying the same thing as you, Glenda, you know, worrying about, and then it's just like, look, we got to keep it real, guys. You know, last week I had a really bad hair day, a really terribly bad hair day, but that was okay because my people, they're like, okay, you still look fine for us. So as long as you wash your face, you're good to go. You know, don't come on with, you know, something green, leaf spinach in between your teeth if possible, or maybe your friends will tell you, hey, you got something on in between your teeth. But you should be good to go. All right. So let's go back over to our pros. before we get to the cons. I talked about the watch time, and I want to really hone that message in about the watch time being increased here on YouTube in particular. You may get similar benefits over on Facebook, but I don't know that much about it. I know about it here on YouTube. Okay. Next is the feedback. Guys, if you are working on any type of content development, you're developing any kind of content, maybe it's an ebook, maybe it's a course, or maybe it's just a blog post, or even a video. Getting that feedback from people and getting their instant reactions will help you overcome any stumbling blocks. Like people say, I have writer's block. I don't know what to write. I don't know what to say. I never run out of ideas. If anything, I have just the opposite problem. I have too many ideas and I have to like rein it in. Like, okay, don't make this too big. Don't talk about too many topics, which is definitely something that I had to do for today's broadcast. But you get that feedback and people tend to say exactly what's on their mind because we're live, right? And so you get that sometimes even a knee-jerk reaction, right? And that is something that you can take and use to help build your content, help perfect your content, no matter what kind of content you're creating, or even just in conversation. You know, it could be dependent. Everybody's not on here doing tech stuff like me and Mariana. Like I know Liz started the Liz for a Day, and she just may want to hear what people have to say who are watching her daily live streams. Okay, so let me go back over here because you guys are being so active today. You love this topic, don't you? That was the plan. Okay, so wait, I got to go back to her saying what Glenda said. All right. Glenda, I get so many trolls on Periscope. Yes, Glenda, and I agree. And that's the reason why I don't use Periscope. But you don't have to, guys. And ones that are not getting trolls on Periscope, that's great. That's wonderful. But remember, you've still got YouTube. You've got Facebook. You've got all these other places. In fact, Pam Gomez, I saw that she's in the chat. She did something about going live from your phone. She did a video about that yesterday on her Tech Talk Live channel. And I said to her, what about Busker? Busker's another place. I never really got trolls over on Busker. But I mean, there's all kinds of apps and avenues that we can use to go live. And if you want to avoid the trolls, I would say stay away from Periscope. My watch time has also gone up significantly, says Liz, for a day. And then, wait, I want to make sure I don't miss any comments here. I'm scrolling up on the wrong place. And does the watch time on YouTube live count the same as regular videos on YouTube? Glenda, absolutely. Watch time is watch time. It's just time. And YouTube wants us to keep people here on the platform. And by the way, thank you guys all for being here today. I appreciate it. YouTube is very informal. You don't want to be looking too toe up though. Toe up from the floor up, we used to say, Liz. And Ron said, we always wore shirt and tie, except on Fridays. Yeah, Fridays was casual Fridays over on Blab for the circadians. And Liz said the feedback is like gold. And there's Pam she's on her own natural aromatherapy account. I'm going live. When are you done today? Okay. Whenever we're done. I'm sorry, I don't have a time. That's the same thing. Mr. Rodney keeps asking me, how long are you going to be? I don't know, hon. Just keep coming back. I've gotten into the habit of taking my off-the-cuff remarks and videos and turning them into written content. Blog 8 says, amen, sister. You preach it to the choir. And so I hope you guys are taking that in, because Blog 8, Mariana Stevenson is Blog 8, and she does a lot of blogging, and she's a magnificent content creator. She has her Tips Tuesday podcast. She's also doing a live YouTube video on Tuesdays to go along as like a compliment to the Tips Tuesday, where she goes in a little bit more in depth. But she's also, like myself, a blogger, but she's more prolific with writing. I'm probably more into just the video piece now, but since 2009, I've been doing the blogging. And like I said, you just never run out of content ideas with this magnificent platform we have using the live video. And whoever wants to come in and join me, I just want to start getting you ready. And I need to start getting that link out to you guys. So start letting me know over in the chat. Okay. And so let's go over to the last pro before we go back over to the chat. Okay, guys, because this one is really important, and it's growth. And by growth, I don't just mean growth of your audience. Yes, you can grow your audience. You can grow your community, but it's also about that personal development. The personal development, I'm going to say that one more time. It's about you being able to talk off the dome. I always say off the dome. Man, I said earlier, off the cuff. But being able to speak, this is how you get invited to speak places on whatever your topic is. It doesn't have to be tech. For example, we have Pam here, Oh Natural Aromatherapy. She talks about essential oils and all that. She could get asked to speak at some kind of a conference or on someone's podcast or something like that, because they know they can just go over to her YouTube channel and see, oh, well, she knows what she's talking about and she's well-spoken. So it helps you build that expertise and all that. But I didn't want to use that word, building your expertise. It kind of sounds cliched, but I just wanted to use the word growth, because that's what we're doing. And it doesn't even matter if you're never thinking about speaking on the stage or getting paid for it. It could be just that you're speaking at your daughter or your son's PTA meeting. You know, it could be just as simple as that. Being able to express yourself, being able to respond to this back and forth comments in real time. And so I'm going to leave that there as being the last thing under pros, because I could go on and on and on. And y'all know that, right? Because y'all know I love live video. So let's just go back over to the chat, because I got a feeling somebody might agree with me. Okay. So, okay, wait, let me go back. Sorry. The chat moves when you guys, matter of fact, let me make it longer. So, but then you can't see it as well. Hang on. Let's get this, because this is important. You know, I want you guys to, your feedback and what you're saying is important to me. And by the way, for all of you guys who are going live on YouTube, we all know that this chat goes away at the end. But what I do is at the end, I copy and paste each and every one of your comments over into a Google Doc. In fact, that blank Google Doc is waiting there for me when this broadcast is over to copy and paste and put everything over there. One more thing, I want to remind you a little bit more of housekeeping, because we do have some new folks here. Remember to click on the 3 dots next to someone's comment where you can go over to their channel. Please connect with one another. That's what the community is all about. So Ron is saying, pick a platform, learn it, and then work it. Oh, I'm sorry. Back up. Pam said, absolutely love this topic. Covered it yesterday as well. Yes, you were talking about live on mobile. Absolutely. And what amazing info about the watch time. Yes, Glenda. Yes. You got to watch some of my older videos, Glenda. I've been preaching that for about 3 months now, ever since I've been able to go live from my phone. Actually, I really noticed it when I was able to go live from my phone, and when Super Chat got introduced and all that is when I really started making sure that I go live every weekend. So I did recently my second live stream on my channel, and this is Pro Sim TNT. I really love being able to interact with people in real time. All right, high five. Somebody else knows about it. And Blogade is sending me some love, probably because I talked about her Tips Tuesday. You're very knowledgeable about social media. Oh, thank you so much, my dear. And that comes from spending a lot of time on social networks. Right after I commented, my internet connection broke. Need better setup and service. Yes, you do. Well, I don't know if you have Verizon Fios where you are, but get you some Fios, girl. That's what I love. And natural aromatherapy is going to be talking about juniper berry essential oils later today. Ron says, when you're alive, your expressions are real and give meaning to your words that don't always come out in written word. I know that was supposed to be word. And Blage says she'll jump on me. Hello, Mr. Fraser Ramsey. Evening, can't listen, busy with work. Okay, he's the Edinburgh Dusters. If you're over there in Scotland and you need someone to clean your home or your business establishment, get in touch with Edinburgh Dusters. And Glenda says, I wish YouTube would keep the comments. Yes, we all want them to keep these super chat comments, but I don't know why this has always been this way. So I know it's not a technical, I should say, I don't think it's a choice. I think there's something technical behind the scenes about the way all of this was built. That is the reason why they can't keep it. Because, when this was first built, there was only a few folks that were able to go live. And so I don't know where somebody dropped the ball there, but I know that YouTube is really pushing the live video. So I would think that, they would give it to us if they could, but obviously they can't. Now, just so you get a lot of comments. I mean, hundreds of folks just commenting. If you ever watched Nick Nimmin, his thing just goes, and then there is a threshold where YouTube doesn't even save the chat. Like I just described to you earlier about pasting it into a Google Doc. You won't be able to do that. It won't capture it all because there's just too many. And I don't know what that threshold is. I haven't exceeded the threshold myself, but I know that some others have, because I've done it. I've also copied some of their comments because guess what? The questions that are coming in on somebody else's super chat. Oh, that's a good point. I'm glad that came up because I'll say that to you guys. If you're saying, well, I don't want to go live, I don't know what to talk about, and I can't use the comments because I've never gone live before. Go to your favorite YouTuber or your favorite live streamer and copy and paste their comments. I know I'm brilliant. Y'all can thank me later. And you still have that information where you can build your content. Not only that, you can take those questions and listen to the answers and also become better at it, whatever it is that you're doing. And I'm talking about people who educate in the YouTube space, but let's just say I was into gardening and I wanted to learn about gardening, and I could take that live chat from that Mr. Gardener or Mrs. Gardner, whoever that is out there who has the active live chats on their gardening live streams, right? So this is something that works across the board. It's not just for us techie people. And I'm only semi-techie, just for the record. Okay. Before I go over into the cons, I see the chat just moving along swiftly. So let's see what everybody's over here saying. And somebody said I know how to do something. Ileane knows how to read auto spell. Yes, I do, especially from the iPhone. Katie's on her computer now. iPhone is not getting signal. Oh, that bad iPhone, bad iPhone. And let's see. Oh, Larry Snow is here. Hello, Larry. And once you capture the chat and docs, do you edit your video and add the chat to it? Glenda, no, I have not done that, but I could very well just add that link to the Google Doc and make it public and put that link in the description of the video. I don't know that that's necessary, but if anybody ever asked me for it, like if one of you guys say, there was something that I think I missed from that chat, do you have that? I would definitely share it with you. And Katie says she does have a Verizon, but never heard of, Fios. It's Fios. It's a fiber optic. And I'm going to, oh, Superhuman, you haven't done live yet. Oh my gosh. Hey guys, Superhuman, let me tell you, I've been following you, and this man, first of all, guys, he's ripped. All right. So, if y'all want to know how to get ripped and how to get abs, I have abs. They're just kind of hiding behind this little cushion I have on top. He doesn't have cushion. So anyway, and also he's doing a very smart thing about monetizing YouTube. We're not going to get into it, but I just wanted to give him a shout out because he's got a model that you guys can follow. He has product that he sells as well through his channel, and he really does it. And he's got a gorgeous girlfriend as well, and he's on Instagram. So I had to give you shout outs for all that stuff. So I appreciate you for coming to the live stream. And definitely you need to go live when you're doing those workouts. You will get amazing results with your live streams. Okay. So Larry really quickly said his abs are on a 15-year vacation. Mine's are in hibernation. They haven't actually come out yet. So, all right, let's go over to the cons now. With these cons, guys, I don't want you guys to think negatively, but I wanted to, since this is called pros and cons, I know that each one of these cons that I put up here, you guys are going to be able to put the kibosh on them. So you guys help me out, okay? So here we go. Let's get back over here to the screen share. And only had 3 slides. So let's go to number 3. All right. I know you're afraid. Lack of control. I mean, anything can happen on a live stream. I had incidents where, the tech didn't work, or actually a couple of times, my daughter came through. She was just bang, 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 bang as she was coming through with her big boots on that particular day. She had those high heel clunky boots on. And then the last weekend, Mr. Rodney came in. Well, it was Father's Day, so I let him slide. But he was slamming and bamming cabinets and cooking. And I was like, oh, geez. This time, y'all, I told him, come get your vittles. And then I'm going live. So there is a lack of control. And, the biggest issue is really the tech problems, because hopefully you've walked the dog. I know Marianne always has to walk her dog, right? But lack of control is an issue. But let's just put the kibosh on that one right away. It's live. So everybody in your audience is going to be forgiving because they know that you're live, right? So let's see what my peeps are over here saying about that. Okay, and Mariana, look for that invitation to come over on Facebook. Okay, and let's see. All right. Yep, tech issues happen. Try to have a plan B. Yes. You took a look at the channel. Great. Looks great. I will definitely check out more later. Oh, yeah. Pro Sim TNT has taken a look at Superhuman News channel. Absolutely. Okay, great. So let me get that link ready. So guys, thanks for bearing with me. I do at least have it on the clipboard. So the next con that we're going to put the kibosh on is the commitment. Well, I don't know that I can put the kibosh on this. This is just something that you guys have to be ready, willing, and able to do. I mean, of all the folks that are here now, this is no slight to anybody else, but of all the folks that are here, I can tell you right now, Mr. Commitment in the audience right now is Ron Schneeberger, because those circadians used to be on Blab every weekday at a specific time. I want to say it was 10 a.m. Eastern, and they did it week after week after week without a break until those crazy people shut Blab down. Okay. Well, I won't call them crazy. I'll just say that they were inconsiderate because they shut it down without without prior warning. So anyway, but that we're not going to go down that road. It takes commitment, guys. So this is something that you have to think about. If you are thinking about starting a show, not just going live randomly, because you go live randomly, you can do that. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you don't tell folks, then don't be disappointed when nobody shows up, right? Because nobody shows up because they're not used to you going live. They don't know that you're going to go live. Okay. So like Superhuman you decide that you want to go live. Tell people like a week or two beforehand if you expect people to show up, or maybe you just wing it. Or you can tell your folks on Instagram. It doesn't have to be the folks on YouTube because you have a following somewhere else and you can tell them. But if you're not going to be committed, then don't get disappointed when your live stream's not successful. You know, you just hang in there and just get started, and then you can just build up to it. Because I know it's hard sometimes to make that commitment. And so if you're not ready, but don't use that as an excuse for never going live, because guess what? You got to get started. You know, otherwise you won't know what those tech issues might be and all that. So here, consistency is the next thing that I want to talk about. And while that's up, and while you guys are talking about consistency, I'm going to go over here and message my friend Mayanna with this link. Okay. Oh gosh, no, it thinks I want Mark Schaefer. No. The beauty of live. Okay, because you guys know what I'm doing here. All right. So thanks. And I'm just going to assume that Pam is going to want the option. And of course, my friend Larry. Katie, I don't know if you ever wanted to try to come in. I'm pretty sure I'm going to send it to you anyway. I won't be upset if you don't come in, but there's those links, guys. All right. Sorry. Oh, geez. I hate when I'm screen sharing the wrong thing. Sorry. Okay. Well, I guess it was a little bit more interesting for you guys to see how I was getting that in there. So you know how I do it. All right. So, let's see. Thanks. I'm uploading daily for the next 50 days. On day 10 is already paying off big time. Okay. Hey, Mayanna.
Hi.
All right, before we do the introduction, hang on. Let's just go down here real quick and make sure that I tell folks about an hour before when I can, is what Mayanna said. And Katie's saying, good for you, Superhuman. And does the live stream stay listed as an upload on your channel forever? And can you hit a keyword with it? I'm not sure I understand like everything you're asking there. And Ron saying he's not camera ready. But I'm not sure I understand. Yes, the live stream stays listed as an upload. Yes, if you go through my channel, Superhuman, you'll see I've been going live every weekend. So all those videos are still there. One or two of them I actually edited because it was just way too long. It was like a 2 hour. And I know that was making people say, I'm not watching that thing for 2 hours. My God. And so I literally yanked off. I literally used the YouTube editor and cut off the Q&A that was at the end. But I didn't do that right away. I let the video stay up there for about 3 weeks before I actually edited off the ending of it. And it's okay. I mean, you know, I'm okay with not having big numbers. My numbers are you guys being here. That's what's important to me. Okay. So I'm not worrying about getting 5,000 views on a video. I'm worrying about the 50 views or the 25 views of you guys that are here and connecting with me. That's just my thing. And I know I have some of my patrons from Patreon here too as well. So, hey, life couldn't be better. So really, really quickly, let's say hi to Mayanna.
Ileane.
Hey.
Hey, now I want to ask you about what you just said because when you edit like that, it creates a whole other video, right?
No, you can edit the video. You use and I have 2 videos to show you how to do exactly how to do that. The only time it creates another video is if you add an intro or you add an outro, then you have to make a new video.
Okay, I do want to see that because I looked at other tutorials that make it even, I think the ones from YouTube, and it makes it look like it creates a whole other video. And it's like, well, don't you lose all of the views that you have
Yeah,
on the original
yes.
and whatever?
It can create another video if you wanted to,
Okay.
but if you check out in fact, I have a tutorial that specifically addresses using the enhancements tool in YouTube to edit your live video.
Okay, well,
So,
I want that. I think I looked at one of yours. Maybe it wasn't that particular one, but
mhm,
yeah, I definitely would like to see the link to that because on some of mine, when I start the show, one of the first things that I want to do is pop that watch link over into Facebook and
mhm,
into Twitter after I go on air because it takes a little snapshot of me being there and
mhm.
whatever, and people can click play. And that's a huge bonus because when you stream only into Facebook, it stays on Facebook. That's it. But, when you stream here on YouTube Live, you can put that link over and people can watch on Twitter if they want to, even if they don't jump over to YouTube. Now, it doesn't play live, they have to click it, but still.
Yes, and here's another workaround for you on that, Mayanna. On
Okay.
sharing on Facebook, have your YouTube thumbnail ready. Have your thumbnail ready. And it doesn't have to be the final one that you're going to use, just a graphic that you can, and it doesn't even have to be in the shape of the thumbnail, which is 1280 by 720. Although Nick Nemon told me 1920 by 1080, but whatever.
Yeah, well,
And
but
post that image
yeah,
with
but
the link.
no, okay, but if I just put the watch link, I mean, I do this like a minute or two after I go live.
Mhm.
And if I put the watch link in, it shows them a video,
Yes, but
and if
it's
I put that,
truncated. The shape of it is small.
and that's still fine though. I mean, they can
Okay,
click it
and
and
if
watch.
it's if it's
What
fine
I'm
with
saying
you,
is they can click to watch it right there to see if there's anything useful before they even jump over to YouTube. And
okay.
it's not anything animated or playing, but I get what you're saying about using, a bigger image to catch some eyeballs
Catch
a
people's
little bit
eye.
better.
That's
Hmm.
right. If you're sharing it on your page, I don't know if you're sharing it on your page or your profile, but if you're sharing on your page, folks would tend to not see it. Or if you're sharing it in groups, it really don't matter because your
Okay.
groups, if they're ready to come see you, if they're around, they're going to want to jump on and see
Okay.
you
Well,
anyway,
I would
right?
like to edit out, from the final of it after everything is over. I would like to edit out that little bit of housekeeping time while I say hello to everybody and then I go do this, to
Hmm.
do some housekeeping while I'm sharing those links and then I get back to the show. And I'd like the replay to have just that little chunk of it edited out, but without creating a brand new video.
Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I do it.
Okay.
Like I said, I just did it. I did it with the smile time. I had done a smile time tutorial that went on for 2 hours and 20 minutes. And I was like, nobody's watching this because if you see 2 hours and it's like smile time's not that serious.
Yeah.
so, so after a couple weeks, I just went in there and I've done it on many videos, but this particular one that I just did last week, I chopped it down. So now it's like a 14 or 18, something like that minute video. So let's say hi to Larry Snow. How are you? Huh? We didn't hear you. You're playing with your mic volume. What's going on, Larry? There you go.
I'm good.
Okay. Yes. All right. Well, let's get Pam over here and say welcome, welcome. Hello, Miss Tech Talk Live
Hi,
slash
everybody.
Natural Aromatherapy. Oh, okay. So real quick, guys, I'm just going to go back and look at one more point on this. You know what? I don't even have it ready now because I have switched windows around. So hold up. Let's go back to our cons and you guys can help me eliminate some of these cons. All right, now I got the right window going here. Okay, so, oh, consistency. Yes, you're going to have to, and the consistency and the commitment kind of go hand in hand. But these are cons. These are things that if you know you can't be consistent and you know you can't be committed, I'm not saying that you should never go live, but don't think about starting a live show because then you're just going to be disappointed when you have poor results. But you can still go live, right?
Well, I did that. I didn't want to commit for a while there after Blab came off. I didn't want to commit to a show because after a while, you get burnt out when you have to keep coming up with topics, especially for weekly, because I didn't do interviews. And so even scheduling that may be even worse. But what I started doing when Facebook Live came out, at least, I started doing Blog Aid Today tips whenever I had something to say. And I found that I had something to jump on there and say for like 3 or 4 minutes or whatever pretty often. And I could jump on just any time, even with my phone. And I like it even better now with desktop. I come across something, I want to get some news out. And it ended up being a lot better for me than even doing a weekly show, that I was able to be a lot more consistent with short things.
There you go, guys. You find a workaround. Find a way to, maybe do a shorter show, maybe do it less often, but being consistent so that your audience knows that, okay, I know she's going to give out some good content, or I know he's going to give out some good content. So when they do see that you go live, they'll flock over there to whatever platform you're live on, be it YouTube, even Instagram. Now we have that advantage now where we can post our Instagram lives and they live for 24 hours. Woohoo! I'm really happy about that. That way our stories don't have to be just the 15-second clips. They could be whatever. I think my daughter did one. She was interviewed on a local radio station. And I think that thing, matter of fact, I was like, wait, I didn't know it was this long. But, she posted it. And so you can, no matter what platform you're on, so you can use those other little platforms maybe as a testing ground before you go to your big platform. So let's say you decide to go live on YouTube. You want to start a show on YouTube. And I say that because everybody here is on YouTube, right? So maybe you'll want to test it out a little bit over on Instagram. Just get the feel of what it's like to have
answering questions and things that you get into is great for those little quick ones.
Absolutely. Facebook's another place you can test out. Pam,
Busker.
Yeah. Busker. We use that one as well. Pam, you have a little bit of a delay. I'm not sure. Do you know anything about what's going on with that?
No, maybe my internet.
It could be. Okay, so let's just go back and look at another con because we're going to knock all these cons out the way. I just want y'all to know that. A learning curve. Okay. Yep. There's a learning curve. And before I even address the learning curve, let's see if we have any problems with the folks over in the chat. Do they have any learning curve issues? Okay, so Superhuman is going to give it a try next week. Superhuman, give it a try tomorrow. Come on, man. You're a YouTuber. And then Liz is wondering about that also. I'm not sure what you were wondering about, Liz, and if Liz, let me know if you want to come on. I can Facebook that link to you as well. And Katie's just sub to Ron and Superhuman. That's great to hear. Will be interesting to see how many subscribers are gained on day 50. Should definitely be worth it. Yeah, I have to talk to you guys about those daily challenges too. A lot of folks peter out towards the end of the challenges, but anyway, that's another topic. Okay, Glenda, she says, yes, do it all the time. Oh, can you go back and add keywords to live video? Absolutely, yes. And, that's a great point, Linda, because a lot of times you don't know what the conversation is going to be. So you need to be able to change, and you can change your descriptions on YouTube all the time. You don't have to worry about, well, I have this description and I don't want to change it. Now, if your video is getting a lot of views and getting a lot of attention, don't mess with anything. Don't touch the thumbnail. Don't touch the description. Don't add no tag. Don't do anything. If you got like 50,000 views or 20,000 views on a video, just leave it alone. Okay. All right. But if you got 25 views and it's been 6 months, yeah, maybe you might want to change the thumbnail. Maybe you might want to change the title. Maybe you might want to go into TubeBuddy and make sure you're using the right tags and all of that. Okay. So it's all relative. Look at also your channel. What's typical for your channel? What's a typical view for your channel? So like I say, if you're used to getting 50, 60,000 views on videos, then you're good to go. But if you're only getting like 75 and maybe you think maybe I could get at least 200 on this video, then give it a try, right? You've got nothing to lose if you're not getting that many views, right? But you don't want to take a video that's already ranking well and you use TubeBuddy. That's IleaneSmith.com/TubeBuddy. And then you'll see your rankings for each tag of your video, and you'll see the ones that aren't ranking at all. Yeah. Okay, Larry, did you want to say something about editing any of your descriptions or any of that stuff?
I did a recent video, Facebook, what was it? Facebook privacy settings, and it wasn't doing very well. And I added on 2017 to the title. Added in 2017 in the title, tags, and description. Maybe not the description. And then I added in tutorial at the end of all that. And it did better. Probably went up about 5% week to week. So,
yep. So it does work, guys.
Small little change.
Yep, it does work. So if you have an underperforming video, like I said, don't risk it. If your video is already performing well, just leave it alone. Let it run, because maybe YouTube is planning to send it some more traffic. So let it go. So let's just check in with the chat, because I see a lot of stuff going on over there. Let me make that bigger for everybody. And oh gosh, you guys have a lot to say. Oh, Reg is here. Hey, how you doing, Reg? Glenda, start free. I have a pro. Oh, we're talking about TubeBuddy. So Katie, thanks so much. And Glenda, if you didn't know about TubeBuddy, get the free version. It's IleaneSmith.com/TubeBuddy. It's a Chrome extension. And Liz for a Day has a video with top 5 things that I love about TubeBuddy. Live, the best YouTube tool for creators, TubeBuddy. Okay, yeah. Liz has done tutorials on TubeBuddy. I've done tutorials on TubeBuddy. You'll see Nick Nimmin and Owen Hemsath are over there. Roberto Blake, they go live on the TubeBuddy channel. And also Dusty, who's the guy who does the podcast, because they have a podcast as well. For those of you who like podcasts, the guy Dusty does the podcast. And Liz has the pro version and probably upgrading. Yep. She has a poop load of time managed. Yes, you save a bunch of time. You really do. And what features do you use the most from TubeBuddy? For me personally, it's the tags, improving on my tags, but also TubeBuddy has the checklist. So when I do upload a video, I can go through my checklist and make sure I optimize my title, I optimize my tags. You can customize the checklist, which I did a whole video to show how to customize that checklist to add things in. Like, for example, with myself, I have different places where I promote my videos. So I have in that checklist, I've added, make sure you submit it to Biz Sugar. Make sure you submit it over to Viral Content Buzz. You know, I think Larry saw a little lift in his social shares this week because of some of the
Because of Miss Ileane.
I take care of my friends.
It's like every day. Well, actually, yeah, every day for the week.
Yes.
Since the video went up, every day on Twitter, there has been someone who has shared the video.
Yep. I look out for you. And so anyway, yes.
I just wanted to add the other TubeBuddy tool that I like is the bulk editing.
The bulk editor is one that I can tell you how I use it. But Pam, what was it that you were bulk editing? Your description or your
It's a
text?
description.
Uh-huh.
I came across tool that he had up like 100 or 200 videos on one channel. And there were some things that I needed to do to make the channel more user-friendly. So the bulk editor was able to do that in just a matter of 1 or 2 clicks, update the entire description.
Yes, I did that as well with TubeBuddy. I added in my Patreon link on every video because I wasn't promoting Patreon in my earlier videos. So I used that TubeBuddy bulk editor and went in there and added that link across all my videos. And it only took about, being fair, I'll say 7 minutes, but it only took me about 45 seconds to say, add this text to every description. And then TubeBuddy just sat there and did its work. And you just see all your videos and they kind of like scroll up the screen and then it'll let you know, oh, we're done.
Now that bulk editing, that bulk processing tool starts on the Star version. I think it's the middle one.
Probably, yes. I don't think that's available on the free one. Yeah.
Well, or even I don't see it on the Pro one either, which is the first step of the paid. So
no, it's not.
Okay. So yeah, it's worth it. It's totally worth it. Oh, when you sign up for TubeBuddy, you get I want to say 14-day trial, but they may have extended that. So what you want to do, sit down with a notepad and write down all the stuff, go to the Pro version and write down all the stuff that you want to do and try to take care of all those things in those 14 days. I mean, some folks, I'm giving y'all the tips here now, right? Okay. So let's finish up with our cons, because we all know that we love live video, because that's why we're all sitting here. Okay, there was that learning curve. We talked about that. We've got all kinds of resources out there to help you with the learning curve. And now going live is so easy because we can all do it with our mobile phones. Even if you can't go live on YouTube yet because you don't have the number of subscribers and all that, you can go live on Facebook with your mobile phone. You can go live on Busker. Busker's just Instagram. And it's that other one that I don't like, Periscope. Okay, the last con is the investment. And by investment, what I mean there is that, yes, you're investing your time. You are investing time away from whatever else it is that you could be doing. Maybe you've also wanted to upgrade your equipment. Like when I go live on my phone, I like to also have that lavalier microphone because the sound is so much better. And that's an investment. I use the Rode Smart Lav Plus, and I always add that into every description of my YouTube videos if you ever want to check it out over on Amazon. And, make sure you have a tripod if you're going to go live from your phone. You don't want to be there herky-jerky. Now, it's live video and people are forgiving. But if you're going to, every time you go live, you're there and the camera's not stable. After a while, that gets on people's nerves. It's like a one-time thing, okay? Get a tripod. The tripod that I recommend is $12. So there's the investment of time. There is the investment of some gear, maybe. You may even want to buy some software. Some folks like to use things like Wirecast and all that, even though I don't recommend that. But one tool that I did invest in for Facebook Live is called Ecamm. Ecamm Live is a Facebook Live app that lets you do screen sharing on Facebook Live, and it's only like $30.
Oh, I want to write that down. What was that?
Oh, I got a link for you, man. It's ileanesmith.com/ecamm, and that's ECAMM.
Okay,
and that's the one I use. That's the one I use predominantly on Facebook because it's so darn easy.
It's by the same folks that made the eCam call recorder for Skype, which podcasters have been using for eons. And it's for Mac only. I'm sorry, man. I forgot to say that.
Well, I use vMix, but other people don't want to make that kind of investment and may want something else, to be able to do that. So it's still, but if they're on Mac, I'll definitely send them to your link.
Yep. So let's really look really quickly over at the chat and see if anybody, are any of these cons getting you guys stuck, or are you happy with some of my resolutions and some of the resolutions we've been talking about here? Okay, Liz was talking about TubeBuddy, saying she has a pro version. Go for it, Liz. And Walter's here. Hey, Walter. And con, building meaningful relationships and showing your personality. You mean pro? The pro for
that's not a con.
and showing your personality. Yes. I mentioned that with connections and all that. And yes, being able to, like I said, people can see right through you when you're on live video. That's one of the reasons why I love watching live video. A lot of those folks, because I am in the marketing space, a lot of those folks that are marketers, before live video was a real thing, because now that it's on Facebook, it's a thing. Even though we were doing it for years, right? But it's a thing because it's on Facebook. A lot of them, you don't hear that much about them anymore. And you probably don't even remember them because, they know they can't compete with the live video thing. They're probably off doing something else now.
Well, and I will say this about that. Authenticity, transparency, if you know what you're talking about or not, those are the three things that I think people can sniff out in live video faster than just about any other method that people are out there, because they know if they're being scammed. They know if they get a icky feeling from somebody, or that kind of, they're just being sold anything or whatever it is, or if what they're getting is feeding them and making them feel better and that kind of thing. And my business went shaboom when Blab came along, because this is my natural environment. And just being of service and helping people, and folks can ask me questions, and I've got the answer right there. And it's like, wow, I didn't even ask her a question, but I'm so impressed. And I haven't left live video since, and it doesn't matter what the investment is of time or money or whatever, because I'm making money because of it, and I'm growing my audience by leaps and bounds. And the kind of people that really lock into me, not just kind of passively reading stuff,
Absolutely. And Roy Montero's has come in. Hello there. And let's see who else is over here. Pro says, I'm fairly new to live streaming, but here's a tip. I add my title, thumbnail, tags, and descriptions before going live, so YouTube will have more metadata in order for my stream to be found more easily. Very good. Now that works great when you schedule your live in advance. Okay. But like for me, I rarely schedule my YouTube live in advance. So of course I have my title there. I put a sentence in the description. I really don't put a lot in the description. Okay. And I do have some standard text that's always in my descriptions of my YouTube videos, but I can't upload a thumbnail because I'm not scheduling. If I was scheduling in advance, I could upload the thumbnail. So that's an important distinction there for anybody who sees this later on and is like, well, how come I can't upload a thumbnail?
When you schedule, are you talking about scheduling through HOA? Because I don't see any of that on YouTube Live.
Yes, I'm scheduling an event. An event. Remember, in fact, you and I didn't get a chance to go into this, but you had asked a question about getting it on somebody's Google Calendar. And I said, yes, but you have to use events.
Okay. So a YouTube Live event is very different from an HOA event. I mean, they're.
Well, yes, because you should be using the encoder when you're using the other event.
Okay.
Okay. So if you're using I guess vMix does it.
Yeah. I don't want to do all that either.
Yeah. Right. You don't need to do all that.
I like the quick way.
Back in the day.
And it's free now.
Say what, Larry?
She's free. She's not attached to a.
He's free. Let us
program.
Free. Yes.
Well, I thought you do still do the Facebook with the vMix, right?
Yeah.
And what I want to ask you about Zoom, because I posted something about Zoom and this humongous logo watermark that they have. Is that on all the paid levels? There's no way you can pay to get rid of that
I don't
monstrosity?
I don't know. I've been troubleshooting. I'm still troubleshooting getting Zoom meetings integrated with Schedule Once and Gmail. And so there's still some stuff. Came across something today. The meetings are working. They're being scheduled, but it's set up. It's not taking my default settings, and
Okay.
it's making it telephone only and things like that. So we're still working through all that. But as soon as I get through with all of that, I want to go try the Zoom webinars. Now, I did have a live demo with them walking through it, and it's got some fantastic features, and it's $40 extra. You have to have Zoom meeting first, at least the $15 version of that first. And in addition to that, you have Zoom webinar. And so there's nothing else that you can pay to get that logo off of there. I mean, it's one price. So I don't know about that, but I'm not crazy about paying for a service and then having that, advertising for them too. It's like, hey, you're getting free advertising to my audience. Yeah, I want some kickback on that myself. Come on. So yeah.
To me, it seems counterintuitive, because if you're trying to advertise, remember, there's tons of competition out here now in this live video space and this whole webinar space. So if anything, you're sending a message to your potential customers that is, I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adobe uses it for Facebook. They use Zoom webinar to go Facebook Live, and right probably almost half the screen, there's a big logo that says Zoom. And they're trying to demo stuff. They're trying to do tutorials and stuff. So it's very distracting.
Mm-hmm. Liz, I sent over an invite just because we got talking and I almost forgot to send you the invite. Okay, but I didn't want to go down the road with Zoom. I'm an advocate, guys, for using just YouTube Live with desktop. Glenda, I saw you.
I have to say this about it too. The more I've been checking into it, the more I've been using YouTube Live. When you can have up to 9 people on the panel, I'm kind of wondering why you need the other, except that it streams into Facebook. That was the only real reason that I was looking at it, but I'm kind of getting happy here.
Yeah, I mean, there's an advantage to streaming into Facebook if you have the new audience over there. If you don't, or if you've got a page, but your page is not getting traction, even though they say, live videos being pushed by Facebook. Well, not so much anymore, because guess what? Everybody and their mama is going live on Facebook, so they can't push everything. They wouldn't be pushing anything but videos all day long, which is sometimes what I see when I come over here.
Me too.
Over there.
I think what Facebook needs to invest in is some type of what they have here. They have a whole channel called Live, right? They have a whole section called Live on YouTube, so you could go search for Live. For Facebook, they don't have anything other than that ridiculous map, which I go in there and I'm trying to find something in my local area that's live that I can watch, and it'll show up once, and then I zoom in or zoom out, and then it's gone, and then I zoom in again, and then it's then back again. And so it's very hard to find, unless you're connected with them and it shows up as a notification. There's no way really to know who's live and who isn't.
Yes. And you know what? I'm actually going to take up for Facebook. I know. YouTube has been building this infrastructure for years. Facebook just got hip to the game 2 years ago. So it's going to take them a long time to catch up to the point where, like, even right now, we noticed since 2 days ago, there's something broken on Facebook. And that has to do with notifications when somebody comments or responds to you in a threaded conversation. When you go back over to the post, you get that notification said, Mayanna replied to you. You go back over there. Good luck finding it.
Right.
If there was a post, especially if there's a video or a conversation where a lot of people were leaving comments, it's going to be a devil of a time. Now, that just started happening.
It did to me. I've been seeing that forever, at least on my iPad. That's where I am when I surf YouTube. I mean, surf Facebook, and you forget finding it in a thread half of the time. So
Yeah.
that's been a while for me. So, but guys, I got to go. We're having a neighborhood block party, and I got to get ready to make do with that. But I'm going to be listening in while I'm making desserts, and I got to go finish that.
Nice.
Oh,
So,
okay. Well,
Enjoy.
cool. Thanks so much for coming, man.
absolutely. Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's just a glitch on Facebook. I'm going to assume it's a glitch. That was not happening for me before because I noticed it right away, and then I saw somebody else posting, and it's got to be because guess what? I will stop clicking on my notifications if I go over to the post and I can't find what the person said. What good is that? You know, so I got to click into all those threaded comments to find the one that so-and-so just left a comment on. So then I'm not going to be the only one who's going to start ignoring my notifications, right? So I'm pretty sure that Facebook is going to, they're working behind the scenes because, like I said, they made this change. Especially for groups, and that's where I've been noticing it in the groups. So they made this change to groups, or they're rolling out all these changes. So I think that as a result, that stuff is breaking, and I hope for their sake, like I said, Facebook is going to keep YouTube honest. So, we can't just have one player that monopolizes everything. And whenever Facebook iterates, then YouTube takes it to the next level. So that's all good for us as creators, right? Because we got to remember we're getting both of these platforms for free.
I disagree with you on they've only been live for, Facebook's only been doing live for a couple of years. I mean, with the infrastructure they have in place, the technology that they have at their disposal, their engineering, probably thousands of engineers that they have, I think that they could do a lot better job than what they've launched on Facebook Live. But, to your point, yeah, it's free. Everything is free, but they get my data. So that's what I'm paying with.
Yeah. Oh, we pay, and we also paying with our time. I mean, we're giving them our content. We're like right now, we're keeping people on YouTube. So, and that's what they want. They want to keep people on the platform. We go live on Facebook. We're keeping people on Facebook, and even commenting on those threads and all that, so it's a two-way street to that extent. But, I just think we can't take for granted the infrastructure that's here on YouTube is always going to be far superior for video. Even though it took them forever to come out with that live on mobile. Oh my God, I was banging my head against the wall. And now I rarely use it because I'm always here on the desktop. But it was just a point that it was like taking them forever. But when they did it right. They added that nice piece to it of the super chat and all that. And so now you see Twitter is trying to, or Periscope, it's got super hearts. Which is,
I can hear your sarcasm.
Yeah.
I've got to
ahead,
run.
Pam.
Raven would like
You
to
got to
come
run
in
too?
and-
Okay, Pam. All right, dear. Well, thanks for stopping
Raven,
in. And I will check your
you're welcome.
Juniper Berries live stream.
Bye, Larry.
Bye.
Okay, and I think I sent Liz, and she's going to have to pass. Okay, all right. So let's see.
So one of the struggles I have, I don't know if it's con or I guess, yeah, is coming up with the content like every week. Like we have our membership group, and what we've put together just now, we haven't rolled it out yet, is member news. And so we're going to have every week, hopefully, depending on our membership, is getting out what's going on with our members. Like, are they writing a book, writing a blog post, doing a video, whatever they're doing, we're going to be sharing all that information as well as what we're doing for our association. So that's pretty easy to do. The struggle I have, and not so much for my channel, but for the Facebook group or outside of what I do on my channel, is coming up with the live content. And I don't know if that's a con. I guess that's a con for me anyway.
Well, what I was saying earlier, just I'm not sure if you probably weren't here when I was saying, what about using the conversations, the questions that are coming up in live? Is there a lot of engagement that goes on when you guys go live? Is there unanswered questions?
Very little of both.
Ah,
but after the fact, we get more views after the fact. And because we're kind of, I mean, we've only been doing it for about a month. You know, we haven't really gotten a lot of traction. And out of the 200 plus members that we have, less than 100 are in the Facebook group. So I think more, my guess is, my theory is that the more active users on social are not on Facebook. They're on LinkedIn. And I can't do anything with LinkedIn other than share the video there.
right. Yeah, and I'm trying to think, how could you, because
We have groups over there. We have 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups over there on LinkedIn that we share our content to. But it's not just for the members; it's for everybody to join, or anybody who can join the groups. But yeah, there's really no way to engage with our members.
So you have never explored using YouTube? Because the people that don't want to go on Facebook do not want to go on Facebook.
Well, some of the stuff we share is only for members. So when I go live, it's only for the membership.
Okay, so
we send it out in a newsletter. We send it out. We do live on Facebook. I download the video. I put it up on Vimeo, and Vimeo we share in the newsletter. And that's the best we can do for now.
Okay. Well, yeah, you may want to just look into Hangouts, regular Hangouts, but it wouldn't be recorded. You'd have to record it on your own.
Yeah.
With
I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. These guys are not technology savvy. And I know you're going to say, well, they know YouTube. A lot of them don't.
Okay. Well, yeah. And
we're
so
talking
really
corporate security folks. And
so really the challenge is the technology. So maybe you may even want to do a chat. Somebody's calling me, and I think they're calling me over on Facebook. So I may have to shut Facebook down, depending upon who that is. And it's Fraser, and he knows I'm live, so I'm not sure why he's trying to call me. So you may want to just do a chat, a regular chat, because you guys have a website that everybody signs up for their membership, right?
Yeah, and we've toyed with the idea of putting in a forum
or Slack or something.
I put in a forum. I forget which one I put in. I tried Buddy Press or BB Press, BB Press with Buddy Press.
Let's see what my chat room is over here saying.
And what we struggle with is participation on that. And so I could give that a go again and see what happens.
Start with the Ask Me Anything. I didn't Ask Me Anything here on YouTube because I wasn't sure what people wanted to talk about. And that's when I started getting the comments and, and seeing the feedback from folks, because it was just like anything. There was no topic. And so, of course, it was all over the place. But then I was able to sift through that. And let's see. Fraser wants to come in the room. No wonder. I told you. All right. All right. I see now, Fraser. I'm sorry. I had been ignoring this chat over here, and I apologize to everyone here. Roy is saying there's no discovery feature on Facebook. Is right, Larry. Sorry about that, Roy. I missed it earlier.
There you go.
And then Bill, hey, what's up, Bill? Is saying, love this conversation. And if you'd like to come in, Bill, I can send you the link. And then hang on, Fraser, I will do that. And what I want to do next is really screen share. I want to go back to the pros, because I didn't want to end on the bad note of the cons of going live. Okay. So let's review.
All positive.
Huh?
It's all positive.
Yes. Let's go back to sorry.
You have it there.
I can't share that screen. And then okay, that's why Fraser didn't get his invite. There you go. Now you guys Any one of those that stands out to you, Larry, while I'm getting Fraser this link?
Watch time, but that's YouTube though.
Yes,
I guess it does apply to Facebook as well. Certainly, growth is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've seen every person who goes live on YouTube has grown X percentage on their subscribers. Guaranteed, I think.
Yes. And Meteor Sonic, hi. I didn't get a chance to say hi to you earlier. And I just sent that link to you, Fraser, and also over to you, William. And Glenda saying, wait a minute, hang on. I gotta see what Glenda's saying, because she said, Ileane, please something, but I couldn't see it. It got cut off.
Ecamm
could
link.
you please say that again, Larry?
The Ecamm link.
Oh, okay. She's getting a 404 error. Yes, it's 2 M's. That's probably why. Okay, and let me make sure I got the right link. How
You
about
could
that?
post it in chat if you want.
Yes, I will. I've got to make sure I got the right link. And that's what I think I did wrong. I said the wrong thing. Oh, no. Okay, hey, Fraser.
How's your voice today, Fraser?
How you doing? Sorry, my voice.
Yes.
Should be all right, yeah. With my
No screaming matches today. No big football matches today.
No. Quite. Just been working. I've been doing some ironing for the client, so I had the stuff I had to do before, so I couldn't really. It's obviously so easy just to sit down and obviously sit and watch a conversation and stuff, and then end up the work just sits there. So it kind of helps to get it done first, and then thankfully Ileane is still on, which is a bonus. I can get the tail end of her broadcast. Ileane's still there.
Yes, I'm typing links.
Okay.
And you must still have another tab open.
Me?
I just heard my voice.
I did have a mute.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you're on mute this side.
It's all good now. So I posted those links over there. So it was Ileane.link/eCam live with 2 M's, Glenda. Thank you so very much. If you do end up purchasing, or even if you just the fact that you looked at the link, that they see, oh, she's sending a little traffic over here. Everybody click on that link. And there's my TubeBuddy link, because since TubeBuddy's free, and William, like I said, I sent you the link to come in. I don't know if you're available, but just so you know, I extended that to you. And Glenda, you make sure that we're connected on Facebook too. So maybe in future lives that you could come in, and also Superhuman whoever else is like, camera ready, wants to come on cam. And Katie, she was here earlier, but she wasn't available to come on cam. So
is that a con?
Yes, when you're not available to come on cam. Yes. But I got something for that as well. And you can podcast live, right?
True.
You can use this tool site called Spreaker, and you can live stream your podcast. And it's great for bad hair days, ladies and gents, when you don't feel like brushing your teeth or taking a shave. and that's just Spreaker, like speaker, but with an R, SPREAKER.com. You can go over there, sign up with Twitter, get a free podcast, and free gives you limited how many hours you can store over there. Yeah. But you can go live in audio. And, Facebook is rolling out live audio to some people, which I still can't wrap my head around the fact that you have to be on Android to do live audio. But yet it's not like everybody on Android can do live audio. So it's just totally bizarre. This is what I mean, Larry, about infrastructure. Like, why would you roll that out on Android, but then not tell people which devices on Android? Because You just got everybody on their Android phone looking. Can I go live? Can I go live? No, I can't go live. It's like so annoying on Facebook's behalf. What is wrong with them? Because I wouldn't mind doing live audio on those bad hair days. But I don't have it on, and I have an Android phone, by the way.
You're talking mobile.
Huh? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, only on mobile. I don't think they have it on. I haven't heard anybody say that they have it on their desktop.
Oh, maybe because they have the Mentions app. I know Social Media Examiner has. They do a audio show every Wednesday, pre-recorded. So they take their podcast,
but that's pre-recorded. That's not live, and that has nothing to do with the fact that they have the Mentions app. They're just using Wirecast. When they go, even when they on Facebook, they use Crowdcast. When they're live on Fridays, every Friday they have the Social Media Talk Show. Fridays at 1 Eastern, but it's 11 Pacific or whatever. They are live on YouTube because of Crowdcast. They're live on Periscope and Facebook because of Wirecast. They're still using Wirecast. Jeff C. is the one who's behind the scenes running their Wirecast, and that's how that's being pushed out. Yes.
Did you? Well, in fact, did you know that you can actually turn your MP3, your YouTube videos, and actually just by pasting the link into a converter, which converts them into an MP3, and you could actually physically almost turn your YouTube broadcasts, which you do, and your content into a podcast.
Well, it's funny that you say that, Fraser, because not only did I know that, I actually have a YouTube video that shows people how to do that.
And here's one I made earlier, about 3 years ago.
And it's called How to Turn Your Live Video into Your Podcast. And I'll post a link over there in the chat if anybody is interested in seeing how to do that. And I've done it a few times myself. In fact, I went live on YouTube because even before YouTube rolled out that app, rolled it out where you could go live from your phone, I used 2 different apps to go live on YouTube from my phone. And I forgot to mention this earlier when I was, saying everybody can go live. You can go live from your phone, and the one app that I highly recommend is called Live Air Solo. There's another app called Switcher Go. I'm sorry, that's the one I highly recommend. Switcher Go. I have tutorials for all this stuff. Switcher Go lets you go live on YouTube, and you can go live on Facebook from your phone. But the advantage, because you're probably saying, well, yeah, everybody can go live on Facebook from their phone. But the advantage of using Switcher Go is that you can bring in a pre-recorded clip. You can have your logo or your branding or your lower thirds or whatever. You can bring in other multimedia such as images and GIFs and all that right from your phone. And that's Switcher Go on iPhone. There's another one called Wirecast Go, which is from the same folks that make Wirecast. And they have a free version, but I would get the one for $5.99 if you really want to use that one. But Switcher Go is totally free, and I recommend that one over all the rest of them. And you can use it for YouTube and Facebook. Switcher Go.
I did want to mention that you can, after I don't know if you could do it live from Spreaker. Can you do it live from Spreaker?
Do what? Do what?
Live audio to YouTube?
To YouTube, no.
No, because I know what I have done in the past is I've uploaded my audio file to Spreaker, and then from Spreaker you can actually post it as a video on YouTube.
Spreaker has that built in, and so does Libsyn.
Yeah,
as well.
It's a nice feature.
And as much as I like and love watching YouTube, I've yet to really get into listening to the audio podcasts on YouTube. And mainly because I guess I'm in YouTube mode, I'm in watching mode. If I'm on podcast mode, I'm usually I'm on my in the car driving, which means, you know, I'm not going to be on YouTube, or I'm using my Android phone, and it's the time when I'm actually want to be able to close my eyes and lay down. So that's just my routine. But I know other people will probably love to see your or hear your live over on YouTube. And so, you know, Blab gave us that ability back in the day as well. So it's a thing you can do. And let's see if anybody else. Okay, yeah. Larry posted the link for Switcher. And oh, Glenda's on a PC. I would have thought in a heartbeat if I had used it. Okay, yes, Glenda. So sorry. Katie, bye, everyone. Great discussion. See you in the Facebook group, Katie. Okay, bye, sweetie. I have to log in on his account with my phone. Oh, sorry. No, they gave it to my 10-year-old and not me. Oh, sorry, William. Okay. That's Facebook's fault. Let's try it one more time. That's William Slade.
I think he was talking about the audio option.
Oh, okay. Maybe he wasn't talking about. Oh, he said he can't right now, but thanks. You're right. Thank you, Larry, because I didn't go back far enough. So let's go back to our pros really quickly, guys. The pros of going live is your engagement. Like we've even said throughout this broadcast, being authentic, people being able to really see you, you being able to show off your expertise and being able to connect with your audience in real time, which is really the important piece there, the real time engagement and connection. And then on YouTube, specifically for YouTube, is to increasing your watch time here. Also going live, no matter what platform you're on, I mean, even Instagram live, you're able to get that feedback, you know, that feedback, that off the cuff feedback from folks. You know, there's been a lot of engagement in today's live broadcast. If I was someone who was lacking for topics to discuss, I could just go through this conversation here and I would have topics probably for the next 2 or 3 videos at least. Right? And my last point there was growth. And by growth, I don't just mean growing your audience, but I also mean your personal growth, being able to speak off the dome. I always like to use that expression, being able to engage with folks and taking their questions and, you know, going back and forth with people. And when they can hear and see that you know what you're talking about and you're at least have care and concern for them, it helps you to grow as a person. So it's like personal development, not just growing your audience or making more money or any of that kind of stuff. So what's your favorite piece? Fraser, what's your favorite thing about live video? You've been doing it for a while now.
I think, well, I think I should say the pros is I think it's having the right content and stuff and going live and obviously, but I think the con, I've noticed when you're watching people, so I think I don't know if it's a Google Facebook glitch. Obviously they're not quite 100% marrying up all the time. You maybe have it because it's all the updates Facebook are doing. Google Chrome has to catch up. So that sometimes when you're watching people's broadcasts, it gets stuttery, it gets glitchy, you have to refresh all the time. It's always a bit frustrating. Which is probably the cons of it at the moment. I think it's probably maybe due to what they're trying to do, but maybe are they doing it too much, and it kind of by doing that it's going to put people off from watching things because of the glitches basically. And I noticed also, even going live, if you noticed the share button's gone in a lot of things as well.
Oh, and what platform are you talking about? Facebook?
Facebook, yeah, Facebook. You can't actually, like, for example, in certain people's profiles or things it's on, it's just got like and message, comment, but it hasn't got, you used to be able to share it. Some of them you can, maybe they take it off. Maybe that's an option that you can take it off, so you're not actually having to, because they don't want you to share it, obviously. privacy settings. But I've noticed there's a lot of people's, they don't have the share button on it, and it's in certain ways. But I think live wise, yeah, it's good. It's getting the attention. It's depending on where you are, what you're seeing. Sometimes if it's just yourself, you've got to have a good tagline to attract the people what you're talking about. But if you don't, that's going to be a bad thing, because you're not really going to get many people watching or listening. But then again, you might get people in the replay watching, scanning it, etc. So it's kind of, yeah, it's good. I think you have to have something that's going to be interesting for people to watch to make it more, get the traction that you want, so people will watch it and get the views. So, but it's obviously, going live for maybe the sake of it is probably one of a con, because you're just not going to get if it's just a random thing, people are just going to probably not engage it as well as they would if it was structured.
See, now Fraser just gave me an idea for my next couple of videos. Well, maybe not the next ones, but future videos. and it's not that I never thought of this stuff before, but it's just the way he said it. It made me think. I intentionally did not cover this today and include it as part of the pros, and that is the replay or the playback. Michael Stelzner likes to call it the playback viewers, and the value that's in that. Whereas when you're just doing a recorded video, a pre-recorded video, you upload it, it's all playback videos, really, because you were never live. But then also the repurposing of the content. Those two topics really are a whole video within themselves, and that's why I didn't include them. Because the playback value and how to expand that value, and how to, especially in the beginning of your live stream when no one's there, whatever the things that you say to keep that playback viewer or replay viewer engaged, and to keep your energy up and all that is really, really important. Because remember, when people start to watch that video in the playback, they want to know right away if it's worth their time. If you come in live, you probably came in, you missed a little something, so you're a little bit more curious, you might hang around a little longer. But when the replay, when that person starts playing that video, you better let them know in the first 20, maybe you might have 40 seconds to let them know why they shouldn't be watching somebody else's Facebook video, right? Or even YouTube video. So it's a, there's a strategy behind that. And so that's the other thing that I needed to address, is also strategy, Yep. Thank you, Fraser. You always say something that sparks my ideas.
Okay. Just sign me up for all the royalties, okay? That's cool. When you do the video.
Yes, you are getting a 0.2% royalty. Didn't you know that? Yep. Very, very good. Yeah.
Cool.
So
also, that's another thing. I'm going to do a shameless plug here. Sorry, I'm just doing a guy cook.
Go ahead with your shameless plug. I'm gonna cut this out anyway after replay. No.
Part of your 0.2%.
It's part of exactly.
Just go ahead.
A shameless plug here. For those who don't know, I'm at my podcast, The Hattrick and Ramsey Unleashed. We are now on a radio station called Heart Song Live. We are on Monday nights from 8 p.m. UK time, which is 3 p.m. Eastern time, Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Time, and then it'll be 12 midday Pacific Time. So if you're interested in listening, you can tune on live at heartsonglive.co.uk. You can also just listen in general to other shows, and there's also a loop. And we're on live talking about general stuff that's going on. So we do interviews, and people, there's a phone in. The people in the UK, you can phone the number. But if you've got Skype, you can also phone in as well using the Skype app, and you can be live on Z Radio. So an internet-based radio station, which is in Edinburgh, which has been launched about 3 or 4 weeks now. So
And you
So,
know what? That's a big deal. That's a big deal because we were just talking about the live audio piece. And
Mhm.
here you are an internet radio station and you're able to get your message out, and you and your co-host and you guys are chatting it up about what's going on, current events and all of that. And then you have that ability for folks to phone in. So like he said, even if you're not in the UK, you can use Skype because they got the Skype app now. It's on Android and on iPhone. There's a Skype app, so you guys can phone in on that.
so maybe when Ileane is maybe got a day, a Monday holiday, or she's off and she's maybe just sitting in the sun, chilling out, or just hanging, or doing a couple of videos as she does instead of taking the actual day off. She could physically phone in as well and actually have her live on the radio. Yeah. So,
Yeah, and that's why probably how I would do it with the Skype app.
yeah.
And so, yeah. Oh, you know what, guys? Speaking of that, there is something that I wanted to tell you, bring to your attention. If you did not see it, I did an interview with a fellow over on Skype. Um, his name is Matthew Kabumas Loomis. That's the name he goes by. And
I guess you don't want to. I guess you don't want to say that one after you've had a few drinks.
and he did such an amazing, and the reason why I'm bringing this up, guys, is because when you ever have an interview with someone and you treat them this good, and I want you guys to see what he did in this blog post. Okay, we did the interview. We did it via Skype. I was on Skype, so my audio is not what I normally would like for it to be. But if you take a look, not only does he have a graphic artist who does these characters, that is the best character I've ever seen of myself, because I've had a few people make caricatures. Not that pop up. That's not what I'm talking about.
Is that one of those super cute caricatures?
It's so friggin' adorable. Okay.
Super cute caricatures.
It's not even just that. Okay.
No.
He also put that audio up on YouTube as a video, and he has a complete transcript of the interview. But not only that, okay, this is what you talk about when you say taking it to the next level, okay, or like I like to say, higher ground. In each and every part of this interview, he has put images of everything I talked about. He has given me so many shout outs throughout this. He's even talked about the other people that I was giving shout outs throughout the interview. Wait a minute, hang on, let me scroll down. Let me show you. When I started talking about Busker and I was talking about Tachi, and if you ever watch Tachi's broadcast, which I absolutely love, and one of the things that I love that she does is that she answers every single question, which is something that you guys see me try to do here. But Tachi does, she stops in the middle of her broadcast, doesn't matter, throughout the conversation. And so I mentioned that he actually puts her picture, that grabs her picture. I didn't give him that, and he just, this is what I call going above and beyond to make your guest. I'm not even done, guys. Make your guest.
I saw a picture of Chevy Chase. It's like interesting.
Yeah, because this is what he's doing to his blog post. He's bringing it to life by, I don't know who mentioned Saturday Night Live in the conversation. It was him or myself, but then he actually threw some Saturday Night Live stuff in here. And I mean, he just goes over and above. He even puts my affiliate things in here that I talked about, my gear. I mean, and this just goes on and on. But honestly, guys, it's one of the best interviews I've ever done. And so I am glad I had a chance, and I did not forget to tell you guys it just keeps going, And
I know, that's good. My goodness, it must be hours to do that.
Huh?
That's not a quick blog to type up.
Say it again.
That's not a quick blog to type up.
No, it's not. That's what I mean. This is what
No.
you should do. And this, he didn't just do this for me. He's got a series of interviews here on his blog. And he, you know, when you talk about having the content, and you know, he's interviewed Ryan Budelf, who's one of my guest bloggers, you know, and just so many folks here.
There's an idea for you, Ileane. It's reminded me of Chevy Chase's National Lampoon's Vacations. You can have Ileane Smith's National Lampoon's YouTube Vacations.
Well, that just reminds me, my hashtagologist isn't here, Tish, but she probably would say hashtag Ileane Fun. Hashtag Ileane is correct. And hashtag, oh, she's got so many hashtags.
Well, that's one thing about what people say about Facebook is they ask if you're watching this via the replay, why don't you put a hashtag replayer viewer watching or something, and that's right about that way. So it means when you're a replay viewer watching or something, so it means when you're actually watching the replay, you type it in the chat so they know that it's a replay. Somebody's watching the replay. So it encourages people to do that.
Wait, I'm a little confused.
Some people who have gone live, some people who go live on Facebook, but when they're going live, they say, so welcome to their show, blah, blah, blah. And then they say, if you're watching via the replay, you could please type in hashtag replayer viewer watching. It means when you're watching it, you type it in so they know that you're watching it via the replay, not live.
Okay. So basically what they're doing is they're building up their comments on and their engagement on their Facebook video, you know, even though it is the replay, it was originally a live video, because what Facebook will do is they look at your overall engagement. So a lot of times replay viewers won't engage. And honestly, most of the time on a replay, unless I really have a question, I will not engage. And you know, a call to action is nice. And I know that probably will work on a lot of folks, but probably won't work on me, because most of the time I don't want you to come back and say, well, so-and-so and so-and-so and so, unless I really have a question about whatever it was that you were talking about. But I can see that as being a tactic, as a strategy that you guys, I'm glad you mentioned that, Fraser, because that is something that you guys might want to consider doing if you are using Facebook Live, is to just tell people, you know, type something. In this case, he said hashtag, but also what a lot of folks are doing now is they're using those chat bots, and they want you to type into the comment of the video in order to get their download, or it's not actually putting them on their mailing list directly, but it's a step closer to putting you on a mailing list or getting you information. For example, when Be Live the other day, they went live with their paid plans, and they made all these updates to the platform. They asked you to type into the chat something like Be Live updates. I can't remember exactly what they wanted you to type in, but then because you typed a specific phrase, that chat bot you're giving that chat bot permission to message you on Facebook. And then it gave you the link to go and check out the packages and sign up for the 14-day free trial. And if you guys want to know more about the Be Live packages, we'll talk about that in a future broadcast. But we better do it in the next week or so, because I'm only going to use the 14-day trial. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because my thing is YouTube.
I know.
Does anybody not know that my thing is YouTube? I like
what's YouTube?
I like Be Live, but I'm using Be Live only in groups, only in small groups, and so and they're mostly my friends, and so it's like, is that worth me making an ad investment? I don't know.
Yeah,
but I heard they may have an affiliate program. If they get an affiliate program, then maybe we'll have to rethink our strategy.
Speaking of strategy, and I want your opinion on this.
Yeah.
So in the beginning of all this, you said you don't need anything to go live. You just need your phone, right?
Right.
So there's been this big push by the marketers that we all know and love to go to like what does Loria Petrucci call it? Level 4 or something? To get the entire studio with the struts and grappling hook and wires and lights and everything. So I think that that's kind of like doing not a disservice, but there are people like people who were in the chat earlier today who have never gone live, who are looking at those types of people and are saying, I can never do that. The question that, so I want your opinion on what those marketers are doing. And the question I have on top of that, and a question for those marketers, is it actually improving anything that their engagement, their views, and anything? Specifically, Pat Flynn and Amy Porterfield, the last two that did that big conversion with Live Streaming Pros. And of course, Live Streaming Pros does it all live. They did the whole thing. They showed you how they built it and all the wires connected and all that stuff. That's great. But did it actually improve for Pat Flynn and Amy Porterfield? Did it actually improve anything? Did it improve their engagement? Did it improve their view time? Did it improve their interactions? I don't think so. Interested to hear what you think.
Okay. Well, really quickly, before I answer you, I just want to, because I saw this question come in, and Glenda is asking me to post a link to the post with the caricature. I sure will. And then Liz had to go. Bye, Liz. And Glenda's also saying, have we heard of something called Chameleon Live? It was over on Kickstarter. And Glenda, no, I have not. And I really don't spend that much time looking at the stuff over on Kickstarter. So I hadn't heard of that one, though. But I will keep my eye on it. And if I hear anything about it, I'll try my best to get back to you. And here's the link for the Kaboomus Loomis article. Okay, so now Larry's question, which was a two-part question. And, you know, we all have our voices. And actually, I addressed that exact issue in that interview with Matthew. Well, I mean, I don't name names or anything like that. I was just speaking in general. And there are always going to be people that think or that compare going live and wanting to have that TV broadcast feel. They want to be professional. And I am not the person to say that there's anything wrong with that. If that's what you as a viewer like to see, you feel that the person needs to have higher quality in their production, you know, using the Wirecast or some other kind of switcher, the light stream or whatever, and that you want that TV feel, then that's fantastic. And I'm sure there are thousands and thousands, if not millions of people out there who like that. Me personally, my own personal thing is I don't like watching the news on TV. So the last thing I want to do is watch a live video show that looks like the news. That's the last thing I want to do. It's one of the reasons why I like live video, because it's not like watching TV.
Right. So
okay. But there are other people that like that.
Who likes it though?
I don't know. I'm talking to those people. I'm talking to y'all.
My opinion is that they're not doing it for the viewer. They're doing it for themselves to take their level of marketing up a notch.
Okay. All right. Even with that,
which is fine. I just like to you. I don't like it. And
that's what you're really trying to say. You got a bone to pick with those people, don't you?
I really don't. But Mike, I'm thinking you're spending thousands of dollars. Okay, it's an investment of some sort, I guess. But if it's not improving views, watch time, engagement, growth, feedback, like all of your pros, then why did you do it?
Yeah, and honestly, as from the live streamer's point of view, I think that some of those folks who are doing public speaking, selling big ticket item courses. And I love Amy. I love Pat. I met both of them at Social Media Marketing World. Both of them were just amazing. They were so, so sweet. And so they're real people.
I'm not
Okay.
arguing with
so
that. They're fantastic people.
so so they want their broadcast, and I'm just speculating. I haven't actually heard them say this, but I listen to both of their podcasts. So I kind of feel like I know them because I listen to their podcast and I actually met them in person. They want their broadcast to stand out, to be different from, like, say, someone like my broadcast or a lot of the other folks like you guys who I am trying to encourage. You don't need all that. Pick up your phone and go live. They want their broadcast to be different, to have a higher production level. And I can't fault them for that,
Okay.
especially because they have deep pockets and they can, just like for me, buying an iPhone is not a big deal. But I have friends who are my online friends, like even over in our work and focus group. There is no way they could afford to buy an iPhone. And there's I'm not going to say that I can't afford to have Wirecast, and I can afford to have a studio. I've got 2 extra bedrooms, and every time I walk past and I say, I should set up a studio in one of those bedrooms, and I don't do it because that's just not me. But I thought about it even before doing this live streaming, and I was mostly focusing on my podcast. I've said, I need to use one of those rooms just for my podcast. And then I'm thinking, why do I have to do all that? But, and now to answer the last part of your question, and it's really an answer that I can't give. And I know it's kind of a rhetorical question. You're not really expecting me to answer. I don't know if um, Pat Flynn or Amy or Michael Hyatt or any of those guys that are going full blown with this TV quality, professional quality studio are doing better because I don't watch their live streams before or after. Now, I did watch Amy on Periscope a few times and I watched Pat on Periscope a few times. After that, since then, I just listen to their podcast. I don't really watch their live streams. Now, with that said, I did watch Pat's because I was really curious. And I will say, and this is something for everybody, because like I said, I absolutely adore Pat Flynn, but he was nervous as all heck on the first one with the big studio. And it's
Yep.
easy to understand why.
Sure.
Okay, because you've got Laria standing there, you've got the live stream box here. You got to figure out how to bring this Joycaster to bring all these comments in together. Now, here's my thing about multicasting, which is another one I'm going to write down on my notes. And I've talked about this before. I'm not
Another
a
big
fan.
reason why they're doing it, right?
I'm not a fan of multicasting. These people command big audiences. This is what they're used to. They would probably shudder if they went live and nobody showed up. Me, nobody shows up. I just make it shorter and then I just will upload it as a podcast. It's okay. I'll be all right. But I don't like multicasting because I want to be able to show each and every person some attention and answer their comments. I've been in live streams with people that were multicasting, and we're not even talking about the 3 people that we just mentioned. I've been in their multicasting streams, and my questions don't get answered, and I get annoyed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not only that, you're also fragmenting your audience.
Right.
Because if I'm on YouTube and Larry's on Facebook, Now I'm pissed because I see Larry's question and I'm on YouTube and I want to be with Larry. So now I got to make up my mind because I really want to be on YouTube. So now I got to leave YouTube, go over on Facebook. Meanwhile, Larry saw me over on YouTube, so he probably came over there. And don't nobody got time to be jumping through all them daggone hoops just to watch your broadcast about something that we probably already know what y'all getting ready to say anyhow. Especially me and Larry, okay? But with that said, that's not to take anything away from. Remember, we have been steeped in this live streaming thing, Larry, for 2, 3 years and even beyond, right?
Right.
There's so many people out there never ever done it before, and
Right.
all this is new to them. And some of these folks, especially in the corporate world, have big old mega deep pockets, and that's their audience. It may not be my audience. Maybe one of those mega bucks millionaires will come in here one day. We'll look up and, oh wait, the hashtagologist just got here. So as soon as I mention money, here she comes. Tish is in the house. We're having Ileane fun. So sorry for long delay. I was out and forgot my phone and just got in. Don't ever leave the house without your
Come
phone.
on, Tish. We're relying on you. So don't let us down again, okay?
But you made it, and that's all that counts. Because now we feel whole. So, and Tish, she's one of those people too, who gets frustrated when that audience is fragmented. And this is my biggest complaint. And even some of the smaller broadcasters that I see, and I had this conversation with one fellow who likes to have his audience on his website. But yet the comments are, some of them are happening on YouTube and some of them are happening on his website. And I guess that, I don't know why that makes folks feel better. I like all my comments to be in one place. Right now, I could embed this video and have it live over on ileanesmith.com/live. I could do it every week. I intentionally choose not to because I want everybody to gather. And that's just, and there's nothing wrong with somebody who makes a different choice. It's just not me. And this is probably why you and I are kindred spirit, Larry, and why Tish is here, and Glenda, and Mayanna, and I don't want to speak for anybody else, and Fraser. I don't want to speak for anybody because next week you guys might be multicasting. And they make me look like, well, I thought she said that, but so it's different strokes for different folks kind of thing. But at the same time, I don't want to ever knock anybody for what they're doing because it's all really about live video. And it's getting and bringing more people into the fold and realizing that it can be done. Now, they may start off and say, oh, there's a TV type broadcast. I could never do that. But then they may search something on YouTube and find me.
There you go. Yeah, I'm not I didn't want to come across as ragging on them and going against what they're doing. I guess I was a little bit, but I mean, because I love who they are and I love what they stand for and I love that they give back to the community, and I just felt it was somewhat of a disservice. I guess they want to be at the forefront and everything. They want to be at the latest and greatest, and they can afford to do that. But it just doesn't sit with me very well because there are people that are looking at them and saying, well, I'll never go live because I can never be like that, or I don't want to go live because I can't have a production quality. I'm going to make mistakes. So it eats away at your psyche. It eats away and adds up all those cons and I didn't. And then the second part, the biggest thing that I want to know from them is this: okay, you just spent X amount of thousands of dollars to improve your quality of broadcast, multicast, all of the above. Has it actually improved your reach, your engagement, your money, any of those things that are on your pros list?
I love that.
And if it hasn't, you might want to reconsider things.
Yeah, I love that. Amy and Pat were both students of Cliff Ravenscraft, the podcast Answer Man, and we got them set up with their podcast when they originally started podcasting. And Amy has always talked about how she doesn't like video, but of course, with as soon as Facebook came out with video, she knew she had to do it, and she was doing little periscopes before. But just the other day, I was watching an Instagram story of hers, and she had mentioned how she changed her setup for podcasting. That's why I mentioned Cliff Ravenscraft, because Cliff also sells a package of equipment that he recommends to all his students that he bought.
Yep.
And Amy said, I used to have this. And she showed her mixer with all these things plugged in and knobs and buttons and cords and all that. And then Pat Flynn came over and showed her how to use this little box called the Focusrite.
Yep.
And she said, instead of this old jumbled mess of all that before, now she's got the one little box. And she's using that, and Pat is the one who showed her. So, it's all about the progress, the progression of the steps that people sometimes have to go out and do something more complicated, and Mayanna is a perfect example. When Mayanna and I were having that conversation, that's why she keeps giving me credit, because we had the conversation over in a Facebook group about going live on YouTube. And you don't need Zoom. You don't need vMix. And even the very first time she came on here, she went live on YouTube. She was using vMix, and her thing was cut off. And of course she took that video down. But that same night I came on and I showed her, you don't need all of that. See, this is why we have to take advantage and not take for granted what YouTube has provided for us, because YouTube is really, literally saving us thousands of dollars off of encoders and all of that. And I always have this conversation with Alfredo, because Alfredo loves his encoders and OBS and all that. And I've always said, I don't need OBS. I don't need to learn how to use it. When I was talking about learning curves before, it's a learning curve that I'm not going to ever have to worry about as long as YouTube is providing the screen sharing. And I don't need it. Yeah. And so, sometimes people feel when they have the tech backing them up, they feel that makes their broadcast better. And I think that Amy learned that situation with switching from the mixer and all that stuff over to the little Focusrite thing, and she could still use her high PR40 and all that. But sometimes it's about the comfort level of the broadcaster. So and Tish is over there, my hashtagologist, saying Ileane is correct. Hashtag Ileane is correct. So even if nobody else knows, that if that makes, as the broadcaster, if that makes you feel comfortable, knowing that you've got all this, just like I feel more comfortable now knowing that Tish is here. And maybe, and I won't say Amy, I'll just say Josie. I'm just making up a name, right? Josie feels better knowing that the live stream box is working and she's got the Joycaster and bringing in all the comments. That makes her feel better. And so it may not be making her audience feel better, but in order for her to deliver her content, she needs that. It's like a security blanket. Mm-hmm. And maybe one day she'll be able to let it go, or maybe that's just a crutch that she'll always use. And with those people that we mentioned earlier, they do have good content, but there's other people that, like you mentioned, Larry, that are coming along that really don't have good content, and they're investing their money and all this tech, and it doesn't make a difference, because if your content sucks, your content sucks. Now, there is one person who I'm definitely not going to name, because
come on, I did.
I'm sorry, but he is a big deal in the marketing space, and he does these live videos that I know for a fact are not live. And when I say I know for a fact, it's not like I'm working behind the scenes, but because I do live video, I know when something's not live. And he will pretend throughout the thing that thing is live. And he'll even bring in questions. And I'm in the chat and I'm like, I don't see those questions. And he'll never talks about the weather or current events or what's going on in his household. And he's got this perfectly set. I don't know if it's a painting or if it's really a beautiful white sofa. I don't know. But somebody said, go watch this person because, and I said to myself, he's just as phony as he could possibly be. And of course, he's got a big deadline at the end of his broadcast. And if you don't get it in the next 24 hours, and I said to myself the first time I saw that, and I said, that's the most phony live I've ever seen. I would appreciate him more if he says, you're probably watching the rebroadcast. I recorded this in 2016 because it's obvious that he recorded it a couple years. It's obvious to me. It probably wasn't obvious to nobody else, but it was obvious to me that it was a pre-recorded. It was never live. Okay. And so my respect for this person has just completely gone out the window. However, in the industry, and he's probably still making millions of dollars. So he don't care about Ileane Smith. He doesn't even know us. He doesn't even know us. ILE, A&E. But if he were ever live, I'll make sure he knows. But he's never live for real. But I saw his Instagram ad the other day. As a matter of fact, next time I see him, I'll make sure I mark it. Do not ever send me this ad again. Because he says, I know you're a fan of me on Facebook. And I said to myself, oh, God, no, not him. Why am I saying this? But then I was thinking, now he's paying for me to watch his ad. What the hell?
Yeah, I'll click on everything. Make his money go up.
Right, make him pay. So he'll never get my money. I wouldn't even, if they said he was live down the street, I wouldn't even walk down the street to go see him. Because, but that's just me. So, that was a long answer, but, it
was a good discussion because,
I try not to get frustrated when I see that, because there's just some people that just are going to want to put out that money, and that money's there for the taking. And, at least it's a good person.
See, Glenda wants to know. So now you got to put the name out there.
All right. I will tell you the initials, and it's a man, and the initials are BB. That's all I'm going to tell you. If y'all can't figure it out, I'm sorry. So, anyway.
BB. I'm going to be looking at that all day, all night now.
Yes, y'all tweet me. If you figure it out on Twitter, ILE, A&E.
Now, why would you say Twitter?
I'll let you, huh?
Why would you say Twitter? Is that a clue?
No. Facebook. You can message me, Instagram, message me anywhere. If you figure it out, I'll let you know. Okay. How's that? Or even if you message me on Instagram, I'll tell you. Just don't ever say I said it. Because, you can't be a hater. And I can't, even though I know he's wrong, I can't be a hater and say to y'all, don't ever buy anything from, not unless I actually knew he ripped somebody off. Lying about live videos are a whole lot worse things in the world that people can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. Seriously. It's just because I'm, an aficionado of live video that it kind of annoys me, but it's just annoying. It's okay. He's probably still changing people's lives and doing positive things in the world, but he's also cleaning out their wallets like crazy. Trust me. But those who can afford to have their wallets cleaned out. All right, here we go. Let's see. I've got my friend Maverick Logue is over here. I'll let you know, Glenda. Get with me on Instagram or Twitter, and I'll let you know, or Facebook. And Maverick, hi, how are you, Maverick? So Maverick, please watch the replay. And hey, guys, I got a call to action for you guys, because I know you guys are leaving all these wonderful comments, and the chat has been blowing up today. Can you please leave a comment on this video? because I don't get any comments.
Yeah, that's a negative thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but in a way, it's weird because if I'm on the phone will say you had a spike in comments, and of course, it's always the day that I did a live video.
Right.
But when you look on YouTube, of course, you don't see that.
Right.
And so when people see that there's no comments or there's only 1 or 2 comments, then they don't comment because they figure nobody else is commenting. I'm not going to comment either.
And you don't get likes either. Or do you
Well,
get
you guys
likes?
can like right now.
I know that, but do you get likes?
Yeah, I get likes, but I'd rather have comments. I don't even look at my likes. I mean, you know, I may look at them and when I'm doing like a overall channel thing, but when I look at individual videos, I'm looking for comments. Comment, please give me a comment. But you can't do it until after I end the video, which I'm getting ready to do soon. So
yeah, it's been a while, right?
Yeah, let's wrap things up, guys. So
Okay.
Fraser, you've been very quiet there. Anything else?
I was listening, but I was actually had to do. I was designing a Canva while because I've got a guest coming on the show on Monday. So I was in the process of listening while doing a quick Canva design while I could promote what I'm doing.
Okay, well, you know, that just reminded me of something else about the Be Live. Larry, you were curious about what I did in my head, a little comparison of what does Be Live not have that YouTube has here. And one of the big things is the screen share. Okay, hey, bear with me. You guys are going to like, yes, Be Live has screen sharing now. Yes, but right now, even if I wanted Fraser to screen share and show us his Canva, he could screen share. He doesn't have to be a host, a co-host, or anything else.
Okay, I can show you that.
Sure. Anybody who's in that panel can screen share. You can't do that with Be Live. You can't even have co-hosts with Be Live. In fact,
you can screen share with Google Hangouts, can you?
Yes, you can. So if you want to show us your Canva, you go right ahead, honey.
Where's the screen share again? Oh, there it is.
It's on the top. You got to hover over on the left-hand side, and you'll see that little green arrow. And it's the second one from the top. But you got to hover over there.
Can you see my screen yet?
Wait, where'd you go? You're screen sharing me.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God, look I see me twice.
There we go. Is that better?
Double, okay, new hashtag, Tish. Double Ileane. oh, there you go. Oh, ooh. You got that Canva thing down pat. Oh, she's adorable. We have Jenny Allen as our guest calling into the show, talking about heart
Of refuge.
We don't see it while Eileen's talking.
No, I made it bigger. I made it bigger. So in the replay, it'll be bigger. And if anybody, Larry, you can make it bigger for yourself. So everybody else can see it bigger. So it's heartofrefuge.org and her involvement with domestic violence. How about with preventing domestic violence? Because that is a little weird, her involvement. But anyway.
Okay, well, I could, yeah, well, with domestic, because it's her involvement with, because it's what she deals with on her website.
Okay. Yeah, beautiful. Okay.
That was the lady that you hooked up with here online, right?
No. That's not Wambui.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In fact, you missed it, Larry, but at the beginning, okay, you can stop screen sharing, Fraser. At the beginning of the broadcast, I gave a shout out to, you're still screen sharing me.
I think I'm done now.
I gave a shout out to all my patrons. And let's do that really quickly again before we get off here. And that's Jan and Larry and Wambui, Daryl, Tish, John, Fry Wade, Andrea, Heidi, Barb, Jen, Medium Wilt, and Martin. This broadcast is sponsored by the patrons on Patreon. Thank you. Okay, let's just do a last screen share of the chat over here. And I'll make it bigger. And double screen Ileane. Oh, I love that one, Tish. Tish says long videos are good. Yeah, we've been here about almost 2 hours, if not. How can I get in touch with Scotland's graphic designer that did your caricature? Oh, Glenda, I don't know. That person's not in Scotland.
I do know somebody in Scotland who can do one for you.
Okay. Does YouTube count your comments and live as engagement on that video, or do they only count comments that are placed after? Oh, the Good News Channel, my first live stream of yours. Woohoo! Congratulations for making it here. The Good News Channel. Oh, gosh. Remember to click on those 3 dots and follow each other. So I'm going to click on the Good News Channel. So that's a little piece of homework that I don't have to do after the fact. And click on that. And, you know, you go and you subscribe to someone's channel, and the worst thing can happen, even though I'm sure they're also on Patreon. I'm sure that won't be the case here because it's the Good News Channel. But oh, look at that. Oh, that's going to be cool. Okay, I'm going to enjoy your videos. But, you know, I don't want you guys to think, wow, if I subscribe to their channel, oh, what if I don't like their videos? Okay, then just unsubscribe, but at least subscribe, okay? Or just don't watch them. But we're all part of this community, so I want you guys to subscribe to each other. So, Fraser, how can I get in touch with the person who did Ileane's character? Glenda, Fraser does not know that person, and neither do I. You would have to leave a comment on that blog post that I gave you the link to and ask Matthew Kabumas Loomis to give you the contact or put you in touch with that person. How about that, Glenda?
There's a guy in Scotland who does do caricatures. He's called Jim Barker. Does caricatures. You can probably, if you search on Facebook, you'll find him. He's based in Scotland. I think he's kind of Falkirk, I think, possibly.
Glenda, are you in Scotland too? If I didn't realize that, if that's the case. And then, okay, he says he's not on the Patreon is under construction. Okay, the Good News Channel, that's all right. And I have a video about setting up your Patreon, or maybe we could talk later if you want more info. And glad I got the recommendation for your channel from Owen. Owen Himsath, he gave me a really cool shout out. Thank you so very much, Owen. And thank you, the Good News Channel, for following through on the recommendation. Because, you know, sometimes people give you a shout out and nobody ever takes action. But that's why I always want you guys to connect with one another. And like I said, Glenda, you can find out from
Glenda's in Southern California.
Oh, okay. I don't know why you kept saying Scotland, because I guess you thought because Fraser was here, he had something to do with it, but he doesn't. He's just doing Canva. He just loves Canva. But I don't know how they created that character. I don't know if they started with some software that churned it in. I don't know how, but I just absolutely loved it because I did an audio interview with them. So they really had to do research and going through my blog posts and all that to grab those images and visiting all my websites and my YouTube videos. Oh, absolutely. Just over the moon about that interview. It was fantastic. And I talked about a lot of this live video stuff in that interview. So yeah, my Patreon is under construction, partially because we just launched a website associated with Good News. Excuse me for not having gone through your whole catalog, though. Oh, no problem. I wasn't saying that you should have gone through my catalog. I got
could take you a while going through your catalog.
Yeah, I got a couple hundred videos, honey. So I would. Yeah, no, Fraser doesn't have anything to do with the interview. The guy's name is Matthew Kabumas Loomis, who did the interview, and it was not Fraser. But Fraser had mentioned that he wanted me to come on his podcast, which is Hattrick and Ramsey, which is over on, what's the name of that network?
Heartsonlive.co.uk.
Hearts, okay. But you should go through my catalog. Yes, that's right, the Good News Channel. Absolutely. Go through there, at least do a search for things that you're interested in. Or you could go to my playlist, Learn to Live Stream with Miss Ileane, if you just want to see the live stream and stuff. And I also have a YouTube tips and tricks tutorials playlist. And there you have it. So let me just, since Glenda has mentioned this, I just want to make sure, because Good News Channel wasn't here earlier when we were talking, so he knows what caricature we're talking about. So here's the guy over here. His name is Matthew Kabumas Loomis. And I asked him about that, and he said that's That's
Is that a nickname? That's a nickname.
The Kaboomus part is a nickname, but his
Yeah.
name is Matthew Loomis. But
Yeah.
he started using it for something, and then he said it just stuck. So he
Kaboom.
stuck with it, and so like I said, he's got characters for other people, but I don't think any of them are as cute as mine. Maybe I'm just biased, but you can see here on the blogging tips page, which is where he does all the interviews. And Ryan, I love Ryan Biddulph. He's one of my favorite guest authors, and he is somebody else who is just amazing. And he's got a caricature for him, and it's cute, but it's just not as cute as I think it's because of the way they captured my smile. And I even looked at it and had to do a double take, like, is that? And I was like, oh, no, that's a character. I thought it was me for a minute. And then I realized I'm not that little. So there's that too. So, yep. Very,
I
very
thought it was a
nice.
Bitmoji or something.
Yeah, right. It's a little bit more advanced than a Bitmoji. And yeah, I just did this channel's first live stream a couple weeks ago. I'm going to start doing more of them often. More watch for the watch time. Yes. Really quickly, let's just go over to the pros and cons. Wait.
Yeah. Did you finish on that?
Oh, yeah, I did finish. Actually, I
Okay.
went over them like 3 times, but I'll go back to it real quick.
Recap.
Because you mentioned watch time, so that's one of the pros. The engagement, the connections, the watch time on YouTube. I don't know if that counts on Facebook, but in a way, indirectly, it does on Facebook. The feedback and the growth, and then the cons, which we have obliterated all these cons, but the lack of control, commitment, consistency, the learning curve, and the investment. But we have countered all of those with our pros. And so I like to go back to the slide where I only have the pros listed, and we'll forget about all those cons. I need to make one more slide that has a big X through all the cons. And yeah, the watch time is incredible.
Certainly the pros outweigh the cons, that's for sure.
Yes. And, that wasn't a complete list, guys. And I wrote down some more that I'll do in a follow-up video, like the repurposing and the playbacks. And I'll talk about strategy and multicasting and pros and cons. Maybe I should do another video, pros and cons of multicasting. How about that? How's that sound, Larry?
Sure.
Okay. I may do that one as a quick from my mobile device because I don't have any screen share or anything.
Yeah, that's great.
And why I don't like to multicast, but however, I know that, especially for folks that are growing their audience, maybe you do want to multicast because you want to let all of your audiences know that you're going to be multicasting. But as soon as you find that there's so many comments that you can't answer them all, and you're getting confused because you got to jump back from the YouTube comments to the Facebook comments. You got to have all these different devices to bring. Then yeah, you went too far. But when you only have one person on Facebook and one person on YouTube, it might be okay. Unless they know each other, because then you want them to be together. Okay, hashtag Ileane Cute. We're going to miss you tomorrow. But yes, my daughter is having an event. And since it's the first event of its kind in Philly, I'm going to have to screen share and show you guys that. It's Better Than Success boot camp. And it's for real estate. But the reason why it's the first of its kind is because it's about real estate wholesaling.
Yeah, you guys, she has a huge group. It's growing very quickly.
Yes.
The
And so,
meetups.
unfortunately,
It's
this
out
is
in the
not-
hallway the last time I saw.
this
The
is
picture
that-
that was uploaded.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Her group meets every Wednesday night, but this is a special event where she's got all these speakers coming in. So I'm actually screen sharing the wrong thing because that is the Eventbrite page. But I wanted to show you guys the flyer that she made because she's just got an awesome lineup of folks coming in to speak tomorrow. And so I said, oh, I said, maybe I should come. And she says, what do you mean maybe you should come? I don't need your help, Mom. I'm like, oh,
You got roped in no matter what.
so now you mean I got to work
Yeah, for free.
on a Sunday? And so, I'm waiting for Facebook because, Facebook, it's hard for it to load sometimes.
Does she have a private group on Facebook?
Yes,
Not
they have
private, but a closed group.
Beg your pardon, dear?
She does have a closed group for the real estate group?
Yes, she does. I'm not even in that darn group.
Yeah. So she's going to live stream to then for people who can't go or no?
She sold tickets for the live stream.
Ah.
She sold tickets for the live stream. Yes,
wow,
she did.
nice. So people are paying for going physically and for live stream. Wow.
Yep. So here's the flyer that I think she just did a marvelous job. And then she's going to have someone talking about how to get in direct contact with sellers. And Jabbar, he's one that I actually met in person, and he's just adorable. How to be motivated, how to talk to motivated sellers to get the best deal possible. Then, they're giving us something to eat at 12 o'clock. Woo! I might get there at 11:59. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Raising capital to do any real estate deals and breakout sessions. So she's having these little mini breakout sessions there.
That's awesome.
How to brand your wholesaling business. Wholesaling 101. That's the one I definitely got to go to because I don't know what this wholesaling. I don't know what it is. So don't ask me questions about it, guys. I'll tell you about it next week.
Ileane, I'm going to knock off, okay? Because it's getting late.
Okay, my dear. All right. Thank you so much for your participation and for your.
I'll catch up with you guys later on at some point next time. It's been a bit, I think it's just when it's summertime, it's a bit busy and we don't tend to see each other as much, but I'm sure during the winter time we'll all be kind of reconnecting and catching up properly as our usual time slots.
Okay, work and focus.
Exactly, work and focus. Need to get her. I think it's when it comes to winter, you don't tend to go out as much. But anyway, I'm going to go. I'll catch you all later. Okay, take it easy.
Okay,
Fraser.
Bye now.
Okay, so let me just go back to this, guys, here. And the breakout sessions, understanding how hard money lenders think. I see hard money lenders. I heard them talking about that all the time. I'm going to get educated about what that means. Wholesaling to fund your first flip. Now, I know what flipping the properties are. I know what that is. The single best negotiating strategy to close the most deals. And then there's a surprise at 3 o'clock. Woohoo! And then Nicole is going to interview Frank McGovern, who is one of the big deals with us. So, I'll also show you really quickly what one of the live videos where she did, where, these were the people that come to the Wednesday night meeting.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
So, yeah, but this was a small turnout compared to some of the other. I mean, those were just like the core people probably before they started because a lot of folks come in late. And so there's some times when they've just literally packed the room, and I can't find them right now because I don't.
Instagram was a picture, and they were all out in the
in the hallway.
Yeah,
all the time. I mean, in fact, it was like we got to get a bigger room, and so. Yeah, I'm not going to try to figure out where all that stuff is because that's, one of the pages that I don't have to spend too much time on because she does it all. Yeah, so we'll talk about this, and I'm making notes, multicasting, and I'm writing why I don't like. And my reasons for not liking multicasting are more from a viewer's perspective. And, as I mentioned earlier about splitting the audience, I'm not crazy I like my audience to be all in one place. Like if I could have you guys all in this room right now, on cam, but, people are like, oh, I'm having a bad hair day.
A lot easier when you're a guy.
But yeah, all you have to do is like Barb did the other day is just don't accept your camera. And just come on audio only, but that's okay. So with that, guys, I really appreciate you all for being here. Real quick, I'm going to read this last chat from Glenda, and she talks about Orange County because actually my daughter Nicole, um, she used to live in LA, and her dad, where he worked, was in Orange County. So we used to go up to Orange County all the time because that's where his work was. And there's this place where it's really a hotel, but I guess a lot of the employees are remote, and when they come into town, they would stay at this hotel. So they kind of like had special rooms or whatever for the employees of when he is working for Vans or M1. I can't remember, one of those sneaker companies. Tish says Nicole has a great podcast. Wait, I got to go back. Yeah, I love the watch time aspect here on YouTube. Glenda's creative place. I got 10 hours of watch time on my live stream before I even finished. It was fantastic. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, wait, sorry, I got to go back. I never knew until today that the watch time on YouTube live videos counts toward the recorded YouTube videos. That's huge encouragement to go live from YouTube. Glenda, girl, yes, honey. I should show you. You know what? I need to get that ready. I will show you on my phone. You can see some of the stats, but I have to do a couple things in order to get that up to show you. And I need her advice in 10 years when I get into real estate. Yeah. Thank you for saying that. And Nicole has a great podcast. And let me go. My son was the first realtor here in Orange County to really and very casually use social media effectively several years ago. Now he owns his own company. Isn't it amazing to see our children go and be entrepreneurs? Yes. It's amazing. And we're in Huntington Beach. Probably Vans. Well, he worked for Vans, and then he worked for a couple of companies. I can't keep track of where he worked. Like I said, she lived in Torrance, and now he's working as a consultant. So who knows where he's working for? But he's always been in the sneaker industry. He started with Reebok and then Adidas. Okay, so we're looking at my Creator Studio app, okay? And we're going to look at the analytics here really quickly and see about the comments you guys were asking me earlier. See, it says your channel just had a big spike in comments, and that was on June the 4th. So there was a live stream on June the 4th. And notice here's the watch time. Okay, let's go into that. See how we have those spikes? And of course, you see the spikes are every weekend when I'm going live. Okay, and up 3,438. I guess, that's minutes in the last 28 days, which is up 14%. Now, you'll probably see even bigger increase because remember, I've been going live for a few months now. So let's see if I change that date range. Let's see if I even change it to 90. Oh, it actually went down a little since March. Went down 12% because I was doing way more lives because when it first came out on the phone, I was going live even during the week. And in March, when I was at Social Media Marketing World, I did like 5 lives. I don't know if you remember that, Larry. You still there? Oh, yeah.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So, yeah. So just to show you guys that, yes, it definitely impacts on your watch time and on your comments. So going live has all kinds of benefits. So I'm going to give you guys the link to my Learn to Live Stream with Miss Ileane. That way you guys can go over there and watch all the live streaming videos that are relevant to whatever it is you want to do, because some of them are about Facebook, some of them are about different tools that you can use to go live stream with. So just go through that playlist, and then that way you'll be able to, let me get that link for you. pick and choose whatever it is that you need, because you'll probably be like, oh, I didn't know this. Oh, I didn't know that. But if you go through the playlist, you'll be able to cherry pick and you'll know it all. All that I know anyway, which I'm sure there's a whole lot more to learn. And let me just show you that playlist real quick too, since I had it up. Let's just go through it real quick. Live stream to YouTube from your desktop. One of my most popular videos right now. How to edit your live stream replay. Mayanna was asking about this. Are you ready for YouTube Super Chat? Shows you how to get your channel ready to get Super Chats. Then about the Chrome settings. Very important, guys, to make sure that your Chrome is updated, and you only really can go live from your desktop with Chrome, and that's on YouTube or on Facebook. Okay. Turn your live streams into your podcast. We talked about that earlier, right? I think, who was it? Mayanna was saying to me to do that. And I was like, yeah, I got a video on. Or no, it was Fraser. Getting started with Instagram Live, how to record your Instagram Lives if you're on a Mac, download your Facebook Live. Okay, so just appear in other little sites that you can use. Get more engagement on your live streams. The Switcher Go app. Remember, I was talking about that earlier. You don't even have to have a number of subscribers on YouTube. You can go live with the Switcher Go app as long as you have iPhone. So it just goes on and on. Then I talk about Smile Time. Here's my video for Ecamm, and I talk about Be Live and all that stuff. And this video will go in that playlist as well. Now, whether I edit out parts of it remains to be seen. Or how long before I actually edit out parts of it remains to be seen. Okay, guys. Well, thanks so very much for coming, everybody. Any closing words? Oh, I see Andrew came in. Wait, got to say hi to Andrew. Hello, Mr. Hatchet. Oh, he says he's running a bit late. Is that the YouTube Studio app? Yes, it's called Creators Studio app, Larry. And Good News Channel. Okay, what was your TubeBuddy? Was that your TubeBuddy analytics? No, that was, the Creator Studio. You can't access TubeBuddy from your phone. That's one thing. You have to be on desktop in order to see all those good TubeBuddy things. But that's the Creator Studio. And I have a video to show you how to use the Creator Studio. Okay.
Question up there that they want to know how you got your phone to be on your live stream.
Oh, yeah. I guess now that one, y'all got me on that. I haven't done a video on that yet. Darn. Okay. You have to be on Mac if you have an iPhone. But the app, and it costs about $14. It's called Reflector. But there's other ways you can do it. You also can use QuickTime, which you can do for free. Must be Mac and app and iPhone. The Reflector app you can use on PC and with Android. But like I said, it costs about $15. And also you could use ScreenFlow to do it. But ScreenFlow, Mac, and iPhone. Okay, so the only one that works with PC and Android, and it's got to be compatible, got to be both. You can't use the Android on your Mac and vice versa, right? Is the Reflector 2, and it's from a company called Squirrels. That's why I don't have the link. Okay. And there's a little bit of wizardry working in the background too. That's hashtag Ileane Fun.
It's air squirrels, actually.
Air squirrels, see? I know something about squirrels. That's a one hit, you go there, you get it, and you never go back again. So that's why I always forget.
I put the link in the chat.
Thank you, Larry. Appreciate it. Yep. Please do a video on how to do that for PC people. I can't do a video for how to do it for PC people. I wanted to do that, but I can't because I use my Mac. My PC died. I have my work
Yes.
PC,
No.
but
Can you do
something tells me-
PC? I thought you could do PC with an iPhone.
I have not seen that done.
I have. You
Okay.
can do it.
Okay. So if you've got an iPhone, you mean using Reflector?
Yeah, with Reflector 2 with
Oh.
an iPhone, you can do it with a PC.
Okay. All right. But what kind of phone do you have, Glenda? Ileane, does your thing to get them connected up? Ileane does her voodoo thing to get. Can't you use mirroring or something? Well, actually, that's what it's called. It's called mirroring. But in order to do that with your phone and to screen share it as well, first of all, you got to be on a place that lets you use screen share, which is why I love YouTube. Okay, most of these live video places don't let you lose screen sharing. And even when you're recording, so yeah, to do that, Glenda, is a little bit more techie. That's a little bit more of a learning curve. So I'll look and see if I see a video for doing PC. But what kind of phone do you have, Glenda? You didn't say yet. I know you're on a PC, but I don't know what kind of phone you have. Like I know that Andrew is PC and he's on a Chromebook and he also has an Android phone. I have iPhone and I'm fairly techie. Oh, okay. And iPhone often does not, it auto corrects. And, this is one thing I don't understand about iPhone. Why would it auto correct with incorrect spelling? I don't know. But, let's leave it to Apple. So so with the iPhone, with PC, Larry says he thinks you can do it with the reflector.
I'm almost positive that you can do it.
Phone. What's a phone? Oh, you have an Android tablet. Oh my gosh, Andrew. Yes, it's a tablet. Okay, sorry. I don't ever want to say that Andrew has a phone because I don't want to.
Andrew, you probably have like a real phone. Remember those days?
Yeah. Oh, I have one of those. The kind you actually, you have to hang up and it's actually on a base. In fact, I just bought a new one because something was wrong with the other one. Oh, I couldn't set the time. Every time I try to set the time, when you play your message back, it tells you what time the message was left, or call ID, it tells you but the time kept being wrong, even when I would reset it. Oh, and then there's the other thing. The batteries died. So when I had the phone for like 8-9 years. So that means I would have to go buy new batteries. And I'm like, why don't I just get a new phone?
It's probably going to be cheaper.
Batteries probably cost about $20. And I need two of them. So the phone cost me at Sam's Club, cost me $50. So for 10 extra bucks, I got new phones with good batteries. Right? And I don't know. I type techie. Okay, yeah. And Andrew said he has a landline. I worked for the phone company AT&T my whole career. Isn't that something? Well, AT&T has gone through some changes. Did it used to be Ma Bell? Was it Bell Telephone originally, Glenda, when you were working there?
Ma Bell.
Or am I? Or is that way before your time? Because I know I'm way older than you are, honey. So I remember it was Bell Telephone. And we used to call it Baby Bell. And we were so upset. The breakup of Baby Bell was the big thing that was in the news.
Yeah.
Not like Amazon is buying Whole Foods. That's what we're in the news today. And we're all like freaking out. But back then, it was like the breakup of my Bell.
Started at Bell.
Was it better? I don't know. I liked it when it was Bell Telephone. Okay, so yes, it was Bell. I've seen every evolution of phones and I got to beta test. Okay. And I worked for the phone company 18. Okay. Yeah. Then they became the Bell Clanettes. Huh? I don't know about that one, Andrew. My office was the first one that did the breakup. Isn't that something, Glenda? See? I tell you, boy, we're no spring chickens in here, boy. Talk about watch time. We got a lot of watch time up in this room. We went a year ahead of everyone else. Isn't that something, Glenda? But yeah, it's kind of hard to remember, those phones that were like really so heavy. I remember like throwing the phone and it didn't even break. Okay, baby bells equal bell clonettes. No, I think I'm pronouncing that wrong. Help me out, Larry. Did I pronounce what Andrew typed in here?
Yeah, I would say clonettes. Clonettes.
Clonettes. It was insane. People were
Yeah,
dropping
clonettes.
like flies from stress. Yes. That was worse than like the stock market crash, the breakup of the telephone company. But, I think there's probably a whole entire blog post, if not an ebook or a book there behind that whole thing. Because who knows whatever happened to a lot of those folks, if they went on to be venture capitalists. Okay. All right. So, really quickly, I am don't want to leave without going over these pros one more time because we want to leave on a positive note. Okay. So, here are the pros of going live really quickly: the engagement, the connections, the watch time, especially here on YouTube, the feedback you can get from your audience, and your growth. Not just your growth of your audience size, but also your growth, personal development. If you ever wanted to become a public speaker, or like I said earlier, even if you want to just give a speech at the PTA meeting, right? You want to be able to just talk off the dome, which I've been doing for the last 2 hours. Larry, thank you so much for sitting in as a
You're welcome.
co-host here
Co-host.
today.
It's my job.
And Tish, thank you so much. And hashtag Ileane Live Wonder. It's a new hashtag from Tish. And you guys, you want to get in touch with me? I have a speak pipe. You can leave me a voicemail. Tish did it a couple weeks ago. It's
Hungry?
It's IleaneSmith.com/contact. I'll type it in the chat. And someone messaged me on Facebook and they said, "Well, I want to, do a guest post, but when I on your website, the only thing that I can find is your voicemail." I said, "Yeah, but why don't you want me to? Why you don't want to leave me a voicemail?" Well, probably because he doesn't have that great English. Yeah, well, that's probably why I won't let you do a guest post, because then I got to correct all of your misspellings and your poor grammar. So I put that there as my contact page years ago to avoid a lot of folks who would send me guest posts that I had to spend hours and hours rewriting, which defeated the whole purpose of it being a guest post.
So I have a question about blog posting, guest blog posting for you in particular. So do you only accept text, or would you allow like a person to submit a YouTube video with text, like an explanation?
No, they can give. Yeah, well, this is how the process works. In WordPress, you can invite people at different levels. So what I do is I set up a contributor account for the person, which lets them go in, compose their blog posts. The only thing they can't do is add images, because that's what a contributor will not. That's one of the restrictions. You can't upload files. So nobody can like hack you or put some kind of executable file on your blog, right? But there's been times when people had a video that they want to embed, and all you have to do is use that embed code, from the video. And as long as the video is on topic, the topics that I cover, are blogging, social media, email marketing, and of course, YouTube. And most of the live video stuff is on my Ileane Smith blog, which I don't have guest bloggers. So if you wanted to talk about things that was related to audience growth, or, if you wanted to submit a guest post, Gary, as long as it was somehow related to anything about community building or like I said, email lists building and things like that. Sure, you can embed about like your Facebook privacy or LinkedIn privacy. Absolutely. In fact, I started to embed that on a LinkedIn blog post, but that post is from 2012 and it probably needs to be updated. Only I don't know how to update it because I don't use LinkedIn. It was like 22 things about your LinkedIn profile, and I still get tons of traffic to that blog post. And I started to embed your video, and I was like, I better think about that before I go start promoting that video, that blog post again.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it's right. Because, like I said, it's for 2013, and it might be fine. I'll send you the link.
My guess is most things are the same, but
probably because it's not like Facebook where stuff changes every week, So I'll send you the link and you can check it out and let me know if it's one that's worthy of your LinkedIn privacy, because I still get traffic to that. It does bring in traffic because the topic of LinkedIn profiles is probably one that there's not been a whole lot written about. Okay.
Those are the videos I do about topics that no one cares about.
But Facebook privacy is definitely a blog post I would love to see from you. And I'll just email you that. We used to actually be able to create the passwords for people, but about 2 years ago, WordPress changed that. So I never even see the password. You get a link. You get a password by email, but you also get a link that says reset your password. So you would see your password. Then what you would need to do is email me and say, here's my images and the post is ready for your review.
Okay.
And that's, in fact, that's what happened yesterday. I published a blog post from Wade Harmon. He talked about freelancers and 5 ways a freelance specialist, which was a little bit of a tongue twister for me. That's why I had to think about the name of it. 5 freelancer specialists to help grow your blog. And when I first saw that, I was like, oh. And then I was like, oh, well, it's Wade, because Wade knows my audience. And then I was like, oh, okay, it's for a blog. Because at first, a freelance specialist I thought was like a bit of a tongue twister. And so there you go. And by the way, I talked before about this plugin that I use called Social Warfare. And however, I did not even explore all the great things about this plugin. I found out that I can add a widget over on my sidebar that has my popular posts. And this is based on total shares of social shares. So you see all my top shared blog posts. But I can set the limit of how far back it can go. So I set it to 365 days. So in the past year, these are the top. Because, my blog's been out since 2010, this particular blog. So anyway, yep. And so when I saw that post was in there pending, well, Wade didn't have images for me. I actually used this image here. And so there you have it. Okay. Anything else about blogging?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I won't keep you any longer.
Any other questions over here? Everybody else okay? All right.
Mm-hmm.
You're wonderful. Everybody, Andrew, Glenda, Tish is still here. And I'm not sure who else is still here. Oh, probably the Good News. The Good News channel is still here. And there's all the other folks that joined us earlier, like Fraser and Mariana and Pam Gomez. I appreciate you guys so much. And I will see you next weekend for sure. Have a great day and talk to you then. Bye for now.